everybody? David here, back with another live stream on travel. So today we're going to look at the Chase Freedom Unlimited. They've just revamped, we'll say revamped their card. They have kind of a promotion going here, and I don't know if it's going to be like this is the future of this card, or if they're just doing this just for this one-time deal. So we'll have to figure this out. Let me move around a few things here. Let's see. Just want to get my little chat window open here, which I don't see it. So let's see. All right, so hope everyone's doing well. It's Saturday, so we are talking travel credit cards. That's what we do on Saturday. So for those of you who are new to the channel, please, when you see once you come in, just let me know that you're here just by saying hello. Why does this keep popping back here? Just by saying hello, just let me know you're here. David, what's going on? Let's see. I can't pull that out. All right. There's always something with this little screen. So I've changed a few things around. Not that you guys can see, but just a few things on my end here. So Lionel, what's going on, buddy? Image Wire, what's going on? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna jump in a few minutes. I started a little bit early, so about 4 minutes. We'll jump in and we'll talk a little bit about this Chase Freedom card. It looks pretty good, and I'll let you know what I'm planning to do, because I think I've kind of changed a few of my. I have kind of my set cards that I was going to get for the next, let's say the next year, really. And they're not that many. Like I said, I'm very conservative when it comes to cards, but I might make a few adjustments now that this card's come out, or not come out. The card's been out, but now that they've kind of changed the promotion a little bit here. Now it's important for me, or it's important, not important. What's the word? It's interesting that they did this now. I don't know if maybe this is kind of a pushback to some of the press that Apple card was getting, or at press. Like, some people wanted to get the Apple card, and it's a cashback card, and so now Chase they have their cashback card, and they've always had it. So now they're changing it a little bit. They might be trying to compete directly with Apple prior to Apple releasing their card, because they haven't done it yet. So the thing is, these are both no annual fee cards, so it's kind of, most people can just get the card anyway, and they don't have to pay an annual fee. So if they like it, they can use it. If they don't like it, then they don't have to use it. So we'll talk about it a little bit. But let's see, Lionel doing good. Seeing family in Baltimore. Cool. All right. Yeah, let's see here. So it looks like everything is running fine. Now, if you guys hear anything that sounds weird, or my audio goes out, my video goes out, just let me know, just so I have kind of a heads up, and I'll try to make adjustments as I see fit. But we will start in 2 minutes. 2 minutes now, we'll get going. Let me switch over here so you guys can see the chat too. All right, so I am constantly, and you guys know I'm constantly trying to change around some things on my live stream. So that's what I'm doing today, as well as every time that I come on here. I'm always trying to make some changes. So that's, I don't know, it's one of those deals where I always want to make sure that I am trying to provide the best stream possible. So that means that you got to change things sometimes. And that's what, let's see here. Just give me 1 second. Oh, this is not moving right. I don't know why it's not moving right. Okay. Yeah, but it gets a little frustrating at times when you're dealing with this stuff, because this stuff is all new to me. Like, I know about photography and stuff like that, but when it comes to, and I know about video as well, but when it comes to live streams, it's a whole different animal. And it's you're on the clock, not on the clock, but you're in the spotlight, so it's a little different. I can't edit things out. I just have to kind of run with it. So if things aren't working right, then I just have to deal with it and move forward. So thank you guys for being patient with me. I really appreciate that. And if you guys want more information just about the channel about traveling on a budget, all that good stuff, join our Facebook group. We have a Facebook group going, and I have a couple of guys that are really helping me out a lot with the Facebook group. David, Lionel, and God, I forgot your name. You're gonna kill me. You're not in our stream, right? You're not in our stream yet, so you won't hear this. Oh, Jeremy. Jeremy was actually the one that kind of came up with it. So these three guys have really been helping me a lot, just keeping the Facebook group going, and we're all trying to get more people in there so we can just talk about travel, talking about traveling on a budget. That's our main thing with this channel. We want to talk about how you can get from point A to point B. Most of us have kind of dreams of traveling, right? Going to different places. But I think money and time are the two big factors when it comes to travel. So I can't do anything about the time thing. That's that you're going to have to work that out on your own. But we can talk a little bit about how you can afford to travel to these different places. And the more money, or not even money, the more opportunities you have to travel to these different places. So if you have points and you're using points or you're using less cash, that means instead of maybe traveling once a year, you can now travel 2 or 3 times a year, because usually, like I said, it's the time and the money, and that's what's holding us back. So if we can figure out different ways to travel on a budget, then you can travel more for the most part. And I know that's what I do. So I'll just speak for myself. Yeah, when it comes to travel, I have time. Like I have time on the books at work, so I'm able to kind of move that around and travel when I want to travel. But my main barrier was the money. And so now in the last 2.5 years, I started doing the whole travel credit card thing, and I've really been able to travel pretty much anywhere that I want to go. And I don't really have to think about money. I don't have to think about, I need to save money 6 months before my trip so I can afford to go on these trips and pay these crazy prices for airline fare, like last minute airline fare, or just airline fare when it's a popular destination to go to. Let's say they're having a festival, or like I just went to Carnival in Colombia. When you have things like that going on, those airline rates really hike up. So if you're using points, it gives you an opportunity to go, and usually the points won't change. They will have, like in the situation where when I went to Colombia just recently, they still had business class, 35,000 points is what I used, but they still have them as long as you can get up ahead of it and get the seats before they all fill up. You can definitely benefit from it. Whereas even 6 months out, if you look at the price and you have to pay cash to go to a destination during a popular time, you're still gonna be paying a lot more. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get started. We are well past 7 o'clock. Thank you guys all for joining me today. And if you do come in, just let me know you're here just by saying hello. And if you guys have any questions, any comments, please feel free to put it in the chat. If you have a question directed specifically at me, just put @TEC or just TEC, and I'll make sure I answer all those questions if I know the answer to them. If you just have something for the group, then just put whatever the question is to the group. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this card. So like I said, Chase Freedom Unlimited. This card's been out for a while. This is a great card. However, I'll be honest with you, in the past, and I'm doing this on Monday. You guys hold me to this. On Monday, I'm going to the bank and I'm making some changes with my cards. I have the Chase Sapphire Preferred, and I've had that card for way too long because I have the Chase Sapphire Reserve, and the Chase Sapphire Reserve trumps the Chase Sapphire Preferred in the sense that I don't need them both, and I've had them both ever since I've had the Chase Sapphire Reserve. So now's the time to kind of make some moves, and I'm actually glad that the Chase Freedom card has come out now, or not come out, it's been out, but they've changed it a little bit. So now it's kind of pushing me to say, yeah, make the move now and then move forward. So this card you're going to get for the first year, you're going to get 3% back, cash back on everything. Any purchase, 3% back. That's amazing. and it's only for 1 year, which that's the only thing that bothers me. That's only good for 1 year, but I'll make use of it for that year. Now you're not going to get a sign-up bonus with this card. This card is what it is. So it's just like the Apple card when they announce that, no sign-up bonus, with this card. So generally, like, you have the Chase Freedom card, and that one will get you, I think, $150, so 15,000 points. The beauty of this card, as well as the Chase Freedom card, is that if you have a Chase Sapphire Preferred, or if you have a Chase Sapphire Reserve, or you have the Chase Ink Preferred, those cards will allow you, if you have both cards, you can have your cashback points with the Chase Freedom card, the Chase Freedom Unlimited card. You can transfer those points up to a Chase Sapphire Preferred, Chase Sapphire Reserve, or the Chase Ink Preferred card, and then use those points for travel. And that's where you really make out well with this card, because that allows you to just really earn a lot of points. And then once you've earned those points, transfer them up to a transfer partner, or transfer them up to the Chase Sapphire Preferred, the Ultimate Rewards program, and then transfer them over to airlines and hotels and all that good stuff. And that's where you can really get some good, you can line up some real good trips. Let's see. So, let's see. Oh, and I also forgot to say this. So, $20,000, that's going to be your cap. So, you get the 3% for $20,000. So, just be aware of that. So, that's what, 60,000 points if you spend $20,000 on this card. Now, if you get the card, my advice, and I am not a financial expert or anything like that, okay? I'm not a financial advisor, nothing like that. But I would use the card, 3%. I'd use it until you hit that 20,000. If that's how much money you normally spend on your credit cards, use it till you get to that point, and then I would probably hold off and start using my Chase Sapphire Reserve or use another card. But this card would definitely be the card that I would use right now for that first year, because you only have a year to do it. So let's see, anything else going on? No annual fee. I think I went over that. So that's what makes this card really great. There's really, I mean, you're going to take if you're getting this card, and like if you're going to get the card, you're going to take a hit, because they're going to do a pull on your credit. So you will take a hit for that. It will count as a 524. So be aware of that. But it is one of those cards that you can put in your Chase trifecta or your Chase ecosystem as a whole and use that card. It will definitely give you some good benefits. Now, once you get past the $20,000 spent, and then you're at the 1.5, this still makes sense, because there are certain categories where you're going to get 1 point for every dollar spent. And let's say you have the Chase Sapphire Preferred, Chase Sapphire Reserve, you're going to jump into one of those categories where it's going to be 1 point for every dollar spent. Well, that's where this card would come in after you hit the 20,000. So if you're going to get 1.5 back on what comes to mind, grocery stores. So let's say you don't have anything that will give you a grocery store category of higher than 1 point per dollar. Well, then you use this card, you get 1.5. So you can benefit in that aspect. And that's 1.5 after you've gone past the 20,000. Okay, just want to make sure I get that out there. Or after you've gone past that first year. Okay, so this card still has some value. You can use it for that. Now, in the past, my whole thought process was I was going to I was going to get the Chase Freedom card instead of this card. Okay, that's ultimately what I was planning on doing. And when I say get the card, I have the Chase Sapphire Preferred. I was going to downgrade to the Chase Freedom card. Okay, I didn't want to get the Freedom Unlimited. And the main reason is the 1.5. I much prefer the category rotations where the Chase Freedom rotates every quarter. So they'll rotate, and it'll be Costco, Sam's Club, like those type stores, and then it'll transfer to grocery stores. I just think, oh, they're kind of the same, but they're different. So I think they do grocery stores as one category, and then they'll do the big box stores, the Sam's Club and Costco, and then they'll do like other department stores like Macy's and all that kind of stuff. So they switch these categories around throughout the whole year, and you get 5 points for every dollar spent when you're spending in those categories, and they cap it off at $1,500. So $1,500 is your cap. So 7,500 points is what you'll get every quarter if you hit that $1,500. Okay, so some of the other things with this card. Now, some of this stuff is just gonna overlap with some of the cards you might already have. Like I said, if you have a Chase Sapphire Preferred or Chase Sapphire Reserve, some of this stuff will overlap. So you get the credit. So you get a credit score. So you're able to check your credit score, which is good. I advise everyone that if you have a card or your bank account allows you to do that, check your credit every once in a while to see where it is. And if you have, like I have, like a credit checker, like I use Experian, where it tracks my credit, and anytime there's a new account open, it will text me and let me know. So things like that, very important, just to stay on top of your credit and make sure that no one's trying to do anything, any type of fraudulent activity with your credit or your identity. Okay, let's see, zero liability protection, and then we have the excuse me, we have 120 days. So this purchase protection, usually you get what, 30 days purchase protection on most purchases. Well, if you're using this credit card, you're going to get 120 days. Okay, so you get a little bit more, and you can file the claim up to $500 per claim, and then $50,000 for the entire account. Now, I don't know if I thought they were capping this at every year, like every year you can only do it maybe twice or something like that, but in this, it doesn't say anything about that. Read the fine print just to make sure. But obviously you cap out at some point, but that 50,000, that's a high cap. So, okay, extended warranty. This is important for a lot of people, and a lot of people don't realize this, but with a lot of credit cards, if you make the purchase with your credit card, so let's say you buy a refrigerator with your credit card, usually the refrigerator company will give you like a warranty. Let's say it's a 1-year warranty. Well, on top of that, you get an additional year if you use the credit card to make that purchase. So just something to think about. It goes up to, it says warranties up to 3 years or less. So if you have warranty on a refrigerator for 3 years, well, then you can get an additional year if you use your credit card to make that purchase. A lot of people don't know about that. Check your credit cards to see, but they do have that in place. So that's pretty nice. Okay, so now, first off, let me kind of tell, if you guys have questions, like I said, comments, please post in the comment section. HD chilling, what's going on? If you guys are in here, just let me know you're here just by saying hello. Now, my thoughts. What I'm hoping is well, actually, let me tell you what I'm going to do first, and then I'll tell you what I'm hoping is going to happen. So, what I'm going to do on Monday, I'm going down to the bank and I'm going to downgrade my card. So downgrade the Chase Sapphire Preferred to this card. So the Chase Unlimited, the Chase Freedom Unlimited, okay? Because there's no bonus on this card, I'm gonna do that downgrade. And then I'll come home, or even when I'm at the branch, I haven't decided if I'm gonna do that yet. I don't wanna look too crazy getting like two different, well, I don't know. But I'm gonna get the Chase Freedom card. Okay, the Chase Freedom card, you get $150, so that's 15,000 points, and you only have to spend, I think, $500 within the first 3 months. So that won't be a problem for me. So I'll have both cards, right? This first year, I'm gonna use this card, the Chase Freedom Unlimited card, so I can get that 3% back pretty much on all my purchases. The only time I won't use this card is if I'm traveling, if I'm booking my airfare and stuff like that. And the only reason for that is I want to make sure that I get the Chase Sapphire Reserve has the top tier travel insurance and all that good stuff. So I don't believe they're the same. I'm almost positive they're not. So because the Chase Sapphire Reserve has better travel protection and stuff like that, I'm going to use that card to make those purchases. But other than that, everything else, grocery stores, all the other stuff that I spend, everything else that I use the card for is going to be or everything else that I purchase is going to be on this card. Okay, and then I'll have the Chase Freedom as well, so it won't be everything. I haven't thought through this whole thing yet, but I'll have the Chase Freedom too. So there are going to be certain situations where, let's say, the categories are Costco, then I'll go shop at Costco. I'm going to use the Chase Freedom card, just the Freedom, not the Freedom Unlimited. Use the Freedom card because I'll get 5 points for every dollar spent. I'll hit that 1,500 there every quarter, and then I'll go back to the Chase Freedom Unlimited and use it for all the other stuff. So that is my plan. So I have changed it around a little bit. The next card that I was looking at was going to be an airline card. It's going to be the JetBlue card or the Alaska airline card. But at this point, I think I need to make the move anyway. And so I'll go ahead and downgrade this Chase, the Sapphire Preferred. Get this card and then apply and get the next card there, the Chase Freedom card. So I'd love to know what you guys are like considering, if you guys are even considering getting this card, or if you have this card already. And I don't know what they're gonna do with people who have the card already. Do they just automatically get this this promo, or what's going on? I don't know exactly how that's working. And if anyone does have the card, let me know. Let us know. Let us all know if you have the card. Have you been notified by them? Have they said anything to you about, oh yeah, well, we're gonna grandfather you in, and you're gonna get the 3% back starting this date, and it'll end on whatever date. So if you guys are in here right now, please hit the like button so we can get more people in here. If you hit the like button, it'll help the algorithms, and more people will stop by. So the more the merrier, more people in here, that means more information that we can share, and that's always a good thing. So what do you guys think? And then also, yeah, so put what you guys think, if you're going to get the card, if you're not going to get the card. And then also what I'm hoping happens, and I know I just said I'm going to get the Chase Freedom and the Chase Freedom Unlimited, but I'm kind of, I like the idea of 3% back, cash back on everything. I like that. And maybe they're trying to test the waters to see maybe we can do away with the Chase Freedom and just keep the Chase Freedom Unlimited and just give it 3% cash back across the board. So that might be something that they're thinking about. And I think it would be good. I think it would actually really help Chase, because now you have a card that you can jump to that'll give you 3% back on anything. You don't have to think about it. And a lot of people like that. They don't like to, the Chase Freedom card is great, but because there's categories and they cap off the categories, a lot of people don't want to have to think, okay, am I going to need this card? Or, I'm sorry, am I going to go to Costco this month, or am I going to wait because maybe the category will open up and I can go next month, that kind of stuff. A lot of people don't like that, and they don't like to have to think about things. So if you give them this easy 3% back on everything, they don't have to think, oh, should I use this card or not? The only time that you would think, should I use another card, is if you're getting more than 3% back, which most cards aren't going to give you more than 3% back. So unless you have like the Amex Gold or something like that, where you get 4% back. So that's I think that would be a winner for them, for Chase, to say, hey, let's do away with the Chase Freedom card, give everybody 3% back, and just run with that. And I think a lot of people who have the Chase Freedom card, they would probably be okay with it. Like I personally would be okay with it, because like I said, if you cap it and maybe make the cap on this 20,000, make it a little bit higher, but if you only give me a cap of $1,500 that I can spend every quarter, well, yeah, I'm getting that 5 points for every dollar spent, but then once I hit the cap, then I'm not getting that anymore. So what if I do spend more every quarter than $1,500, which I do spend more than $1,500 every quarter, and then a certain category, like what some people do, and I don't have the Chase Freedom card, but what some people do is they just stock up. So that quarter they'll spend that $1,500 at Costco. They'll get all the stuff that they can use for the rest of the year because of that, or they'll go the gift card route, where they'll go and get gift cards, $1,500. No, I won't say $1,500 worth of gift cards. I wouldn't advise that, but they'll get gift cards periodically throughout that quarter. That way, they have gift cards that they can use for other purchases, and they're getting they're getting 5 points for every dollar that they spend to get these gift cards. So just something, I don't know. It's very interesting to me that they did this. I'm hoping that maybe it's, like I said, it's a trial run. They're just seeing how much buzz they can get, how many people are going to actually jump on and get this card. And if that's the case, if they see a lot of people getting the card, well, then maybe they might make some tweaks and do away with the Chase Freedom card. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what's going to happen with that. But I'd love to know what you guys think. So please post it in the chat, and then we will go to the chat right now, and we'll check out and see what everybody's saying here. Okay. Let's see. So yeah, if you guys have questions, please put them in the chat right now, because we're going to go over some of this stuff here. Referrals filling up. I'm happy the members are posting. Okay, so we're talking about the referral. So if you guys don't know, if you go into the Facebook group, just join the Facebook group, and we post a link again. We do share information about a variety of different things when it comes to travel, and that includes referral links and things like that. So if you do have stuff to share, we're going to keep it just to, like Lionel put out a post, so just in that post, in that comment, in the comment section there. Don't put it anywhere else. I don't want to have just the whole Facebook group page all different referral links. So if we can just keep it in there, that way people know where to go. They can just go in there and say, oh, okay, I'm looking for that, and there it is. But other stuff, questions, comments, all that stuff, we'll try to keep that separate. So we'll have one section for that, and then everything else you guys can ask different questions and stuff like that. Okay, but it's doing really well, the Facebook group. So please jump in there, and get as much information as you can about travel, because ultimately we want to get you to those destinations. Okay, we all have an idea of, yeah, I want to go here, I want to travel here, I want to travel there. We want to get you to those destinations, and we can help as far as, and when I say we, I mean all of us, not just like people who are running it, but we can all help you, because we've all been in different places, we've all had different experiences. So it's definitely a plus to get in the travel group. There's certain things that you're not going to find a lot of information on. Like I used to use, and I still from time to time I'll go on TripAdvisor. There's some really good information on TripAdvisor, but the only thing is, you don't always get exactly what you want. Like as far as a question, you might have a question, you're not going to get that answered. Generally, you're just going to look on there. There are times where you can ask questions and people might respond, but it's not really instant. It takes a little while for you to get that response. So the good thing about the Facebook group and the good thing about doing live streams is we can help you out right now. So if you have a question, we can help you out now. You can put it on here, and if I can help you, I'll tell you, yes, I know how to do this, I know how to do that. If I don't know how to help you, then hopefully someone else in here can help you. But we can address the issues right now, whereas if you go on some of these different sites, you're not going to get that answer right away, or you're going to have to look through a bunch of different comments and reviews and all that stuff in order to find what you're looking for. So let's see. Lionel, your lighting looks good. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, buddy. Let's see. Okay, so I moved up a little bit. I hope this thing doesn't keep refreshing, because if it refreshes I lose my place. Okay, so if I forget to answer your question, just type it in again, TEC, and I'll make sure that I try to answer it. But what I'm trying to say is sometimes when I'm scrolling down, it skips me all the way down to the bottom, and then I have to scroll back up and try to find out where I left off, and sometimes I miss a few people. So that's why that happens. I'm not ignoring you, okay? All right, Lionel, that was a good idea with the referral page. Okay. All right. Let's see. So we'll go over that. Okay, Life for Business, what's going on? Chase Trifecta God, yeah. So, yeah, this card is a card that you can use in a Chase Trifecta. And I don't really even call it Chase Trifecta, because there's so many different cards that kind of fit that category, where you can have like a trifecta of different cards, I should say. But you need to have at least a Chase Freedom or the Chase Freedom Unlimited to kind of round out that trifecta. Let's see. The sign-up bonus is overrated. It was better where they just gave you 150 after spending $500. If you go back to using the card, you have to spend a ton to get 150 bucks at 3%. 150 bucks. Yeah, well, I just look, like I said, when it's a cashback card, I'm not looking at the value, like the 150 bucks. This is David that wrote this. I'm not looking at that value. I'm looking at the value of transferring those up to a Chase Sapphire Preferred or Chase Sapphire Reserve and using those points to travel. That's mainly what I'm looking at. So, yes, it does. It takes a while. Period. If you have you're getting 3% back, it's going to take. I mean, 10,000. You got to spend $10,000 to hit what, $300, right? So, yeah, you are spending money. You are going to have to spend money, but that $300, I'm not really looking at the $300. I'm looking more at the 30,000 points. So you have 30,000 points or $300. I'm looking at the 30,000 points because that 30,000 points, that's a round trip ticket anywhere in the U.S. So that's valuable to me, and so that's where I kind of look at, okay, yeah, 3% back, I can do that. I can work with that, and you give me that 20,000 cap, so that means I can go up to 60,000 points or $600. That I can make that work for my travel needs. So that's kind of what I'm looking at there. But yeah, definitely, David. You're saying the right things. It's $150. You're spending a lot to get $150. But if you're just working on that cash back, if cash back is all you want, yeah, it's going to be tough for you. But if you want to travel, even $150, which is equivalent to 15,000 points, that's still good. That'll get you a one-way ticket somewhere. So almost a round-trip ticket. If you get that up to 25,000 points, then now you're looking at a round-trip ticket anywhere in the U.S., with the exception to Hawaii and Alaska. Okay, let's see. Always have to think about opportunity costs. Yeah, let's see. I agree. I would prefer the 150. You have to spend 5,000 instead of 500 to get the same sign up. Yeah, and David, you raise a good point. So let's say they have the sign up bonus. I think that's where you were going with this. But so you have the sign up bonus. You have to spend $500 to get $150 or 15,000 points, right? Now they take away the sign up bonus and they tell you they're going to give you 3% back for that first year. So now you have to spend $5,000 to get that same $150 or 15,000 points. So yeah, it definitely makes sense. It's better for the it's better for the bank. Simple as that, and that's why they're doing it. But like I said, overall, I'm looking at what I have now. I'm not getting the sign-up bonus, and that's why I'm downgrading. I'm not going to get the card outright. I'm not going to get a new card. So I'm not going to open up a new account. I'm just going to downgrade the Chase Sapphire Preferred to this card, and then get the Chase Freedom card, which will give me $150 after spending that $500. So I'll get the 15,000 for that, 15,000 points for that, and then I'll use this card at 3% and pretty much maximize that. I will definitely max out that 20,000. Okay, the Freedom card is my favorite. That's HD Chillin saying that. Yeah, it's a good card. They're both good cards. Let's see. Chase God sent me here. Chase, the best cards in the history of cards. All right. The best card is the card that works for you. That's the best card. That's what I always say. And that's going to change, right? So you might have Chase. You might think, oh, Chase is on top now, but guess what? Things can change. And Amex can be on top, or in your mind, right? This is all about what you think. And that's what's important. What I consider the best card are the cards that work for me the best. So, and that's not going to be the same for everyone. Let's see, Lionel, Freedom is one of my top 5 cards. Yep. Oh, I skipped all the way down to the bottom. Hold on one second. Let's come back up here. Okay. Let's see. This is my overrated. Okay, so David, just so you guys know, he's Amex. He's all about American Express. No, it's not. Amex is. Chase is the most overrated issuer in banks. Okay, so there's a friendly debate going on here. So you know, David's on there, the Amex side, and then you have other people who swear by Chase. I personally like Chase, and Chase works for me. That's all I can say. I like flying on United. Chase allows me to do that. I like staying at Hyatt properties. Chase allows me to do that. So at some point, I will start looking into some other cards, and Amex is the Amex Platinum is one of the cards I'm looking at. But once I get to that point, then I'll have to try to find some new transfer partners that I really like, and kind of go back and forth. But like I said, Hyatt, I'm not going to get that with American Express, as well as United. Now you do have some partners that are in the Star, or like in different alliances, where you can use the Amex card and transfer your points to, let's say some airline that's in the Star Alliance, and then book your flight, and then you'll end up flying on United. So you can do that. So you can kind of do the roundabout. But what I like about Chase right now is I can directly just send my points to United, and I don't have to go roundabout in order to get there. Okay, what else do we have going on in here? Let's see. Overall, I feel Citi has the best non-travel benefits. Okay, so that's Lionel saying that. Okay, and so non-travel, what benefits are we talking about, Lionel? Maybe we could talk a little bit more about that. I get to stay at the St. Regis in Park City, Utah next week. Cool, that sounds cool. You should send us some pictures, put them on the Facebook group. That sounds like something we would all be interested in. Let's see, Lionel. Nice, David. I have never stayed at the St. Regis. Okay, I haven't heard of the Unlimited. Okay, so Tasha, how you doing? So yeah, the Unlimited's out there. It's been out there for a little while now. So you have the Chase Freedom card and the Chase Freedom Unlimited. Both great cards. They do different things though, and I kind of talked about it a little bit. I don't know when you came in the chat, so I will just kind of briefly go over it one more time. So the Chase Freedom cards are going to give you different categories. So every 4 months, or not every quarter, every quarter you're going to have these different categories. And with those categories, you'll be able to get 5% back on all of your spend up to $1,500. And then the Chase Unlimited, the old Chase Unlimited, which is 1.5% back on all of your purchases. But now they're doing this promo where it's going to be 3% back, and that 3% back will be for the first $20,000 that you spend, and it'll be for the first year that you have the card. So pretty interesting. I like it. I'm going to jump on it and go ahead and get it, and then just go from there. It's a 0 annual fee card, so it's just like the Chase Freedom card. So you really, the only thing that you're going to take is you're going to take a ding. So they're going to do a credit pull. So your credit's going to drop maybe 5 points, but then it will bounce back in a couple of months, as well as it will take one of your slots, one of your 524 slots. So if you are trying to build up a Chase ecosystem, this card will take up one of those slots, but it's one of those cards that you're going to want to have in that ecosystem. So. Okay, Tasha joined the Facebook group. Thank you, Tasha, for joining the Facebook group. Let's see. I'm getting rid of my Sapphire. So you just have the regular Sapphire, right? I can transfer from Freedom to my Business Inc. card. Yeah, it has to be the Chase Inc. Preferred card, or the old card was a Chase Inc. Business Plus card. That's the one that I have now. So it has to be that, one of those cards. It can't just be, they have a Chase Inc. Unlimited, which I have that card as well. So they do have that card, but that one won't transfer. So you just need to make sure you have the right card. And if you have the Sapphire card, just a regular Sapphire, if that's what you're talking about, because they have the Sapphire, then they have Sapphire Preferred, and then the Sapphire Reserve. So if you're talking about just the regular Sapphire, then you can downgrade, but make sure you have something to if you're going to use it for travel, make sure you have something that you can transfer up to. Okay, what happens after the first year? So after the first year, it's just going to go back to 1.5. back on all purchases. Okay, so that's the way the card is, right? Well, that's the way the card used to be. So that's what it'll go back to. Just like the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card. So that card's the same thing. It's 1.5 on all purchases. And it does work out. There are certain situations where you're only going to get 1 point for every dollar spent, and that's where you pull that card out so you get a little bit more back. So it helps. And if it's a 0 annual fee card, it's one of those cards you can just have in your wallet, and in those emergency situations where you can't get anything back, anything other than 1 point back, then you pull that card out and you use it. Okay, well, that's a good alternative if you don't travel. Let's see, what did I miss here? No, well, and I don't know, Lionel, if you're talking about the ink card, or not the ink card, but the Freedom card, but it's still a good card if you travel. Like I said, you can do that transfer. You transfer it up. You do have to have one of those other cards, a Chase Sapphire Preferred, Reserve, or something. But it's definitely a good card for travel because of that fact that you can transfer up. Because you can just earn more points. No way any card issuer will permanently have a 3% cash back. So that's David saying that. Well, we'll see. I mean, it's possible. And the whole thing, and I think I said this, I don't think I've ever said this on the stream, but like, we're the customers, right? So if we think that it's not possible, then it's never going to happen. But if we start pushing for different things and we keep raising that bar, companies are going to come along with it. Because if they don't, then we just pull away and we go somewhere else. And then they say, oh, we need to get them back. So let's do this, let's do that. So really, because we're the customer, we have a lot of pull. But you have to think of it along those lines. Like, oh, you say, oh, they'll never do 3% back. Well, if we're pushing for 3% back, and we're telling, yeah, you know what? No, I don't want this card anymore. Oh, why don't you want the card? Oh, because there's another card that's giving me 4% back on groceries and restaurants, and that suits me better. Well, then Chase, if they lose enough customers, they're going to start saying, you know what? Either we're going to lose money, or we're going to lose money. We might be losing money doing a 3%, but we might be losing less money if we go with the 3% as opposed to losing customers for a long time, right? Or could be for a lifetime. People might leave and never come back. So in order for them to run a business, they need to have money, one, but they also need to have customers. And if they don't have the customers, then I think 3% is not too much to ask across the board. But I don't know. David thinks so. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But what I'm saying is, don't just give the 3%. Well, if you give the 3%, yes, you're going to have to pull and you're going to have to take something away. If you did take away the Chase Freedom card and just had the Chase Freedom Unlimited card, and it was 3% back across the board, I think that would work. So let's see. Beware, you need to apply for this card as a new account applicants. Okay, so Roman's saying you have to apply as a new applicant. Okay, so I will find that out when I go to the branch. And if they tell me that I can't downgrade, then that's going to change my opinion about what I'm going to do. Just add 150 offer. Don't get too excited. Okay, we'll find out. Like I said, Roman's just saying that yeah, you have to apply as a new applicant. So if you either have the card already, then you're not going to qualify, which would really hurt if people have the card and they're not getting that. And let's see, this is a limited time new member account. Okay, standard $150 offer. Don't get too excited. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I'll go down to the branch and I'll tell them what I want to do. And if they're good with it, they're good with it. If not, then I will keep the Sapphire for now, and I'll probably just get the Freedom card because I still want to get the 150. If I downgrade the card, I'm not going to get the 150 bonus. For the Chase Freedom, not for the Freedom Unlimited. So if I can get the Freedom Unlimited with 3%, then that's when I'll just say, okay, well, thank you. And then I'll get I'll apply and get the Chase Freedom card and get that 150 bonus. Okay. So David's saying they will lose money. Okay, Tasha, 3% is just for the first year, I think. Yes, it is, Tasha. It is just for the first year. But I was saying when we were talking about, or when I was just kind of talking about what I hope would happen is, I would hope that they would make it more than 3 years. Just make it as long as you have the card, you get that, and then do away with the Chase Freedom card. So have just the Chase Freedom Unlimited card. There are other ways to kind of compensate for that money thing. They could make a Chase Freedom Unlimited Plus or something, and put an annual fee on that card, and then go that route. So you get 3% back on everything, but now there's an annual fee, so they can make some money on that to recoup some of that percentage loss. But we'll see. I mean, you have cards right now that are 2% back across the board. So I mean, Capital One has a few cards like that. So 3%, 2%. We'll have to see. Or if they wanted to do it and they just cap it. Just cap it. It's at 20,000 right now, capped. If it's a cap, they can really look at their margins and see exactly how much they're going to make or lose out of the deal. So we'll see. But I'm just saying, as a consumer, we should be pushing them. Hey, you guys need to do this. You guys need to do that. If we just throw our heads up and say, oh, they'll never do that, then they never will, I guarantee you, because they're trying to make money. So if customers push them, that's what makes things happen. Just like when you know, if you're an upset customer and you don't ask for anything, generally they're not going to give you anything, right? But if you ask for things, you say, well, my room was this, that, I want an upgrade. They might give you an upgrade just to kind of, you know, keep you as a customer. And they don't want that negative press and all that good stuff. So if you push, you'll be surprised at what some companies will do if you're pushing or if you're threatening to leave and go to another credit card company. So we'll see. We'll see what happens in a year. But I would hope that's kind of what they're thinking about. And just like the Chase Freedom card, it has a cap, $1,500 every quarter. The reason it has a cap is because there's people that would really take advantage of that, and they would lose more and more money. So if you put a cap on it, I don't see any real problem in that. So we'll have to see. Okay, Roman, nice comment. You're right. Make sure to join the Facebook group. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and this is great. Like, you have David on here, and you have Roman saying stuff too. That's what we need in the Facebook group. So we don't need just one, oh, I like Chase, we're all like Chase, that's why we're here. No, we need people that are coming from different sides that are looking, because yeah, I like Chase, so I might be more inclined to say, yeah, this is great, whereas someone else that doesn't have a Chase ecosystem might think, you know what, it's okay, but I have this card with American Express, and it's a much better setup than what Chase is offering you. So it's great to have different minds, right? So that's what we want. We want to have people come from different perspectives. So that is really good. Let's see. They had the same offer last year, but uncapped. Okay, wow, I missed that. Let's see. It was a big financial mistake by chance. That's why the cap. Okay. So maybe the cap is, so that's what Roman was saying, that they had the same offer last year. I wasn't aware of it last year. I wasn't really looking at getting that card last year, but yeah, maybe that's the thing they need to do, have the cap. So that's what's, they could still maybe do the 3%. I don't know. I'll just, I'll be quiet about that. We'll see what happens in a year. Oh man. Let's see. All right, lost my place. Let's see. Tiffany Taylor, you have been accepted to the Facebook group. Tiffany, welcome to the group. Welcome to the group. Let's see. Actually, mathematically, the 3% doesn't work out in the card holder's advantage. To get the same $150, you need to spend $5,000. Yeah, we kind of talked about that night. Yes, you do need you need to spend more money, but ultimately, the way this card works best, and the reason that I would advise people, if they have a Chase Sapphire Preferred or Chase Sapphire Reserve or Chase Ink Preferred card, I keep forgetting that name, I don't know why. If you have one of those three cards, the way this card works, the cashback card, is not to cash your money out, not to do the cashback, but to transfer those points up to one of those cards, because you're transferring points. So you're transferring the equivalent of $150 is 15,000 points. You're transferring 15,000 points up to one of your cards that you can use for travel. That's where you get your money doing that, not doing the cashback. I always advise against doing cashback. I'm not a fan of cashback cards. I'm not a fan of anything when it comes to cashback. I always want to be able to transfer and use the points. The points that I get, I use it for travel. That's what I'm all about. So that's how you maximize it. If you just want a cashback card, yes, you can get some other cards that are better, that'll suit you better with cashback, and then maybe give you that like the Chase Freedom card, give you the $150 after spending $500. So go that route if that's what you plan to do. But if you do have one of those other cards, the Chase Sapphire Reserve Preferred and Ink Preferred, transfer those points up. And I'm telling you, you're looking at some. You can do a lot with 15,000 points. You can do even more if you cap it out and you get the 60,000 points. You can do a whole lot. You can fly business class somewhere with that. Just like my last trip to Colombia, business class round trip, that came to 70,000. So you need to spend a little bit more, but I mean it's still definitely doable. Okay, Tasha, 30,000 points can be way more valuable than $300, especially if you use it for Hyatt. Yeah, and that's very true. And I mean, you're saying 2 nights, Tasha. You're saying 2 nights. You can stay in category 1s. The thing I like about Hyatt is their category 1s they're not nasty properties. They're not dirty and all that. Category 1s, it just depends on where they are location-wise. When I say location-wise, I mean mainly across the U.S., but in other countries as well. But you'll have a category 1. It's a Hyatt Place, and Hyatt Place, those properties are nice. They're clean. The bed's clean, and yeah, Hyatt usually they take care of their properties. But the reason I say category 1, that's 5,000 points. Okay, so for a free night. So we're looking at six free nights that you can do with the 30,000 points. So that's where you maximize. That's my target. That's what I'm looking for. Maine, what's going on? Let's see. I think that Chase points are getting less valuable now, and United is changing their award program. So we'll see. I always look at the evaluations that the points guy does. I haven't looked. I don't think he's put out anything recently. I think the last one was it last year? December of last year? Maybe he's put out another one. I haven't looked, but yeah. So basically, what he does is he evaluates the points, and he'll tell you, or the programs really. So he'll tell you the Ultimate Rewards program and American Express program, the Membership Rewards program, the City Thank You Points program, and he'll look at all the different points, and he'll tell you, okay, yeah, they're valued at this much. Now this is their calculation, so it's not like I think they do a good job. Let's just put it that way. I think they do a good job about evaluating the points, and so we'll see if Chase is dropping when it comes to that. Let's see. TEC, how are you feeling about the upcoming United Mileage Plus devaluation? I need to look more into that, Lionel. I have not. Let's see. Getting rid of the mileage chart. I need to do more research on it. I haven't really looked into that. All of them devaluate at some point. That's why it's always a good idea, if you do have points, not to hoard them and not to hold on to them for a long time. Start using them when you can, because they're going to devaluate. The points are going to change. The Hyatt changed their point structure, which really made me mad. They change, so you want to use them, get them and use them. Don't hold on to them, because then you'll get into a situation where your benefits are less. Like Hyatt had this, my favorite part about Hyatt was the cash plus points, where they had a set. It was $50 for whatever certain category. It's $50 plus points, and then it was $55 plus points. Then it was $75 plus points. Then it was I think it was $100 plus points, 125 plus points, and so I knew how much I was paying. That price never changed, so I knew exactly how much I was going to pay, depending on the category. So if it was a category 4, I knew I was going to pay. And I'm just giving an example. I can't remember it offhand, but I know I'm going to pay $75 and then 6,000 points or something like that. So I knew already. It could be a last-minute booking. It could be a same-day booking. I knew how much cash I had to come out of the pocket and how many points I had to come out of the pocket. Now they've changed it, which really bothers me. But now it's half the price of the hotel stay. So you know that fluctuates. So it could be $100 when you look, and then a month later it could be $200. So now you're going to you have to pay $100 out of your pocket plus whatever the points are. So yeah, I will do some more research on United, look at the devaluation, and see how that's working out. I generally don't try to do like the whole frequent flyer stuff. When I say don't try to do it, like I'm not trying to get status with an airline. Maybe I should at some point, but right now I'm usually traveling 4 to 5 times a year, and a lot of times I'm traveling with points, so I'm not spending a lot of money on these airlines. And you need to spend, plus you need to have a certain amount of flight hours or flight miles or whatever. So I generally don't try to push for those different elite statuses and things like that. So I definitely want to look into that more though, and maybe we'll do a show on that, Lionel. Let's see, Maine, 15,000 UR points can get you a round trip ticket from New York to Florida, California to Florida, American Airlines via British Airways or on Southwest for 11.5 points or 3-night stay at the lowest Hyatt. Yeah, you're right, man. And like I said, 15,000 points can go a long way. Now, $150 is not going to get you that, right? But if you can transfer those points up, that's where you're going to make it. That's where you're going to make it really work for you. So transfer up to Chase Sapphire Preferred or Reserve. So that's why those cards make sense, and that's why people talk about the trifecta, the Chase trifecta, and because that's what people are doing. They're transferring the points up. They're not just cashing those points out. And like I said, don't cash your points out. Don't do the cash back. If you're getting into this whole game, you should probably be looking into doing it for travel. Most people are, and that's where you're going to save money. Not cashing out. Cashing out, you're not going to save anything. Let's see. I use Chase points for Southwest a lot. Okay, it's Tasha saying that. Roman, you're not going to get the offer for 3% unless you submit a new application for a new offer. If you downgrade, you will not get it. Okay, and so you will only get, wait, I don't know, it stopped. So Roman's saying this, and we'll find out. Like I said, I believe you, Roman, but I'm still gonna go in there and then try to push for it. And they say, oh no, we're not gonna give it to you. Okay, that's fine. And then I'll just move on. But yeah, I definitely need to look into it. I mean, all they can say is no, right? If they say no, then they just move on. And I have a few of their cards. Like I have, damn, how many cards do I have? Chase, like all my cards are Chase except for one. So, and all my cards. So I have 7 cards total. So all Chase cards, 1 City card. Okay, let's see, Maine. You were getting 5,000 points. Let's see, Maine, were you getting? Wait, where are you getting 5,000 points Hyatt nights? So, Tasha, at the lowest level, so category 1s, it's 5,000 points. That's how much you That's how much it costs to stay at a Category 1 Hyatt hotel. So if you look and just if you type in the search, in Google search, just Hyatt categories, and they'll show you different categories. And I think on their website, I know on their website, they'll show you where all those different categories are. So what states they're in or what countries they're in. But like I said, when it comes to categories, with Hyatt, I'm speaking only for Hyatt, it doesn't mean that the property is like a bad property. It just means that location-wise, it's probably not the optimal location, and so that's why they have that. Once you start moving up in categories, the hotels will have more. Like a Hyatt place is not going to have a restaurant inside, like a full-on restaurant, but they will have food. Like you get free breakfast. They will have like they have a kitchen, and so they do cook stuff, but it's not like if you go to a Hyatt Regency, which is a Category 3 or Category 4, you're going to have like a restaurant there, or at least one restaurant, gift shop, things like that. Different amenities that you won't have at a Hyatt place. But a Hyatt place is good. I mean, for me, for a guy traveling, it's perfect because you get the free breakfast, which is big. That's one of the things I really like, having the free breakfast. And let me kind of explain that, because that sounds weird coming from a guy with a big belly like me, but I'm thinking about food when I'm traveling. But when I travel, generally get up in the morning, go eat breakfast, get back to the room, do whatever, get ready, shower, all that good stuff, and then go out and spend the whole day out. And then at the end of the day, eat dinner wherever, and then come back and then do that all over again. That's usually like my routine. So if they're not serving free breakfast and you have to pay for breakfast, that's just extra money that I have to spend. Extra money that I have to spend, and then extra thought I have to think about. Okay, if I'm eating at the hotel, I got to spend money there, or am I going to go somewhere else? I have to get up, get dressed, and all that, and then go do that, or I can go downstairs, eat, and then come back up and then do it that way. I don't know. It just works better for me when you have the free breakfast. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Roman 1.5 times back. Chase is the best hotel. Hyatt. Wait. Chase is best on hotels. Hyatt on domestic travel. Southwest, United, American Airlines, and they are the king of travel. Portal's 1.5% back. Okay. Yeah, and so Maine's basically saying, and this is, like I said, it's what works for you, but he's saying that Chase is the best when it comes to hotels because they do have more hotel partners you can transfer to. Marriott, Hyatt, IHG. The only one you can't transfer to is Hilton. So they have more transfer partners. Chase does in their Ultimate Rewards program. And then they have domestic travel. You have Southwest, United, American Airlines through British Airways. So you just have more flexibility when it comes to that. And then he's talking about the travel portal too. So you get 1.5 percent or whatever, 1.5 value when you use your points on the portal. So they do have a lot, and that's one thing I do like. I like the flexibility, especially when it comes to hotels. Like if I'm not staying, because I'll either stay at a Hyatt or I'll stay in an Airbnb, but I do have other options. I can transfer points to IHG, which I really don't like doing because the value is just so much less. Or I can transfer points to a Marriott and stay there as well. So you have more flexibility. Let's see. Okay, so we're answering questions here. Okay, wait, I dropped down again. Nika, what's going on? Okay, I missed something here. Whenever it drops me to the bottom, I start coming up and I start seeing other things and I miss. Walker, what's going on? Let's see. Okay, I'll find my place. Let's see. Okay, so David's asking what's in everyone's wallet this month. Let's see, TJ. Ink and transfer. Okay, so if it's it must be the Ink preferred card that you have, Tasha. Let's see. Ink and transfer, but you lose priority pass, travel credit with Chase Sapphire Reserve. Yes, but I don't think she didn't have the Chase Sapphire Reserve, Lionel. I don't know if you were answering that question for her, but yeah, you can transfer, but you do lose stuff. Like Chase Sapphire Reserve is probably the optimal card. Well, it is the optimal card to have, and then have some cashback cards because you do have some extra stuff with that card, mainly the priority pass. So that's a good thing. But using that cashback with one of those cards is a real good strategy. Let's see. Thanks, man. I guess I never see those. What's in everybody's wallet? Okay, so what's in everybody's wallet? So if you guys can put what's in your wallet right now. I can tell you right now I'm using the United Explorer card, the business card. That's what I'm using. I'm still trying to hit the minimum spend. I should be there by probably next week. I still have, it's like a $5,000 minimum spend. 5,000 is kind of like my, I can hit it in 3 months, but I have to spend. I have to make it a point to use that card because if I don't, then yeah, like some of the other cards or the other minimum spends like $3,000. You can easily hit that and not even really have to think about using it all the time. Like if it's a category where I can get 3% back, I might use that card as opposed to using the card I'm trying to hit the minimum spend on because I know I'll be able to get there. But 5,000 is kind of that gets up to the top there where it's like, yeah, I need to use that card and only that card. So I'm using the United Explorer card, the business card. I'm also using my Chase Sapphire Reserve. So those are both in my wallet. And then I don't have my wallet with me right now. I'm just trying to think offhand. I have the Hyatt card in my wallet as well as the Chase Ink Business Plus card and the Chase Ink Unlimited card. So those are the cards that I have in my wallet right now. And the other cards I don't use them, so there's no reason for me to have them in my wallet. That's the Chase Sapphire Preferred, I don't have it in my wallet. The City card I don't have in my wallet either. And there's one other card that I can't think of right now. All right, let's see. I never use a Priority Pass Lounge. Tasha, how dare you never use a Priority Pass Lounge? Yeah. So what card, do you have the Chase Sapphire Reserve, I guess is my question. Maybe I missed that somewhere. I would always keep that Priority Pass Lounge if I could. Even though it's a $450 annual fee, you're going to get $300 travel credit. So if you do travel, you can use it for that. Now, I'm not saying that Priority Pass lounges are just amazing lounges because they're not. For the most part, you'll have some that are decent and then some that are not decent. But it's still better than the terminal. It beats the terminal. At least you can get in there. You can get some free drinks, water, soda, alcohol. And some of them have the showers and you can get little finger foods and things like that. So that, and then you have Wi-Fi too. So when I'm traveling in different countries, I might not have Wi-Fi. So it's always nice to, I might not have data. So it's always nice to have Wi-Fi at the airport. So that's good. 3% on all, 3% all the time would be amazing. So that's Tasha saying that. Yeah, it would be. We'll see what they do. And maybe David's right. They'd be foolish to go that route, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Does Capital One have transfer partners, or is it just okay? So Capital One, they now have the Venture card and one other card. I think their business. And I don't really use Capital One cards, but they do now have transfer partners. So they are starting to get into that game where you can transfer your points. Let's see. They have weird partners. Yeah. So David's saying they have weird partners. So, and you can make it work. I don't know what their partners, who their partners are, but when it comes to airlines, you can make it work because you just look at who's in the same alliances. So if you have the Star Alliance, right, or the Star Alliance. God, I'm losing my mind right now. I can't think of Star Alliance, right? One World, Star Alliance, and then the other one, Delta. I always forget Delta's. Well, anyway, if they're in the same partnership, same airline partnerships, well, you can transfer your points up to. So what I mean is, it might not make sense. So it might be like Singapore is with Alaska. So it might be like Hainan Air. No, that's Hainan, isn't it? Avianca. Okay, we'll go with that one because I know that one for a fact. So you can transfer your points. Let's say you want to fly on United, right? But for whatever reason, the cards that you have, let's say you have an Avianca card, so you don't have let's say you have a card that's not in Chase, like it's not the ecosystem with Chase, right? So you have points in Avianca. Well, I can book a flight in the U.S. from California to New York, and they're gonna put me on a flight that's probably a United flight, even though I'm booking it through Avianca. So what I'm saying is you can transfer your points to different airlines, and it doesn't make sense, but since they're partners, they all work together. Just like if I'm flying, like when I flew to Colombia, I didn't go to Avianca and transfer my points to Avianca. I transferred my points, or Copa, because I flew on both Avianca and Copa. I transferred my points to United, and I said I wanted to fly to Colombia, and so they said, okay, well, we have partners that we work with. Copa Airlines is one of them, and Avianca is the other one. And so those are the airlines that I flew on. So just because the partners you might look at the partners and be like, oh, I can't fly. Like, I'm not going to be able to fly in the U.S. No, you can. You just need to transfer those points over. So you need to do a little bit more research and find out, okay, they're a partner of One World. So I'll transfer my points over to this airline, and then from this airline, then I can book my flight, and my flight's going to be on American, flying wherever. Okay, hope that makes sense. It is a little confusing, and it takes a little time to kind of figure it all out, but you can definitely make it work, even if the partners are a little not to your liking. Let's see. Does Capital One have transfer part? Okay, we already said that one. We're partners, TEC. You have a valid point about customers pushing towards something like 3%. Yeah, I just think, and that's David saying that, I just think if we really push, then they're afraid of losing customers, like, because that's their business. So if we gripe enough, then I think we can make them make changes. But if we sit back, then they're going to give us whatever we're going to take. Like, they'll drop even lower. Like, and we're already seeing this whole thing with the sign-up bonuses getting less and less, or even in some cases non-existent, where they're not giving us that anymore. And if we're okay with that, that's going to be the standard. They're going to keep. I mean, it's a battle, right? We're trying to get the best deal. They're trying to make the most money. So at some point we even out, and if we keep pushing, then they're gonna keep trying to make something that we want. And I liken this to cameras. I don't know why. It's just how my brain works, right? Technology. I like technology. I buy a lot of camera equipment and stuff, and you see that. So you see all these different camera companies, and they're all competing for the same customers, right? And so they make it's kind of sad. And Canon's done this for so long that it's gotten to the point where they're losing a lot of business now, and now they're starting to respond. But I think they're really late in the game when it comes to this. But technology is always ahead of what they're putting out. So you're always that technology is always gonna be ahead of what we're getting as consumers. But what happens is consumers start demanding, I want 4K 60 frames per second. I know I'm going off topic, okay, but just bear with me. I have a point. So consumers will say, I want 4K 60 frames per second. I want a camera that has a screen that flips out and faces forward because I like to vlog, so I want to hold the camera out and be able to see myself. And so we start demanding things as consumers, and the companies they can do one of two things. They can listen and try to get these customers, or they can just say, you know what, we're not ready to give you that, and just not give it to us. And then another company will come in, give you that, and then you'll move on to them. And then some companies will say, oh, well, wow, this is really working. People are moving on to this, so let's try to pull in more people by doing this, plus giving them this, plus giving them that. So they're competing for our money. In essence, they're competing for our money. So credit card companies, the same thing. I mean, they're still competing for us, right? They want us to use their cards. They want us to sign up for their cards. So they're going to give us what we'll take. But if we start pushing and say, well, I want more, some companies will listen, some won't. But some will listen, and those that listen might be able to benefit from it. Even if it costs them more money up front, they might, in the long run, be able to take the business away. Because you look at it like this, if you have two companies that are dominant and one gives you more, they might hurt for a while, and that other company might be able to hold on. But if they're losing customers, if that other company's losing customers because this company's kind of just taken over, then they're going to drop down to where they can't offer the same benefits and lose even more customers, and they could even go under because of that. So there's always going to be a struggle, but I just think as consumers we should be pushing for, we should be pushing for 3%, pushing for whatever. And I think some companies will respond. Now we'll see. Like I said, we'll see what happens. Ultimately, after this year, we'll see if they keep this promotion going with new people, or if they want to extend it, or cut a card out of it, or what. Okay. Let's see. Tasha, Cap One Venture on cards do have transfer partners. Okay. Radisson signature Visa is in my wallet. So that's Walker saying that. And Walker probably also has the Spirit Airlines card in his wallet. Let's see. Do you like the Capital One transfer partners? So Lionel saying that he likes the Capital One transfer partners, and I don't have that card or either of the cards with Capital One, so I'm not into that whole their transfer partners. I know I looked at them when they initially launched, or they said that they were going to add those, but since then I haven't looked, so I don't know. I know they're only airline partners. I don't think they have any hotel partners at this time. Let's see. Radisson sucks. Okay. Walker, yes, Radisson doesn't suck, bro. Yeah, and I've never stayed at Radisson, so I stayed at one Radisson, but it was like out here in Northern California. Let's see. And it was okay. It was like a Marriott to me. That's what it seemed like. It seems like all brands you enjoy are just terrible. Wow, you guys are brutal. Come on, David. Yeah, and it's like I said, we all have our differences when it comes to like what we like as far as hotels. Hotels is one thing too. Like some people like certain hotels. I might look at that hotel or stay at that hotel and not like it. So it's just whatever works for you. Let's see. Europe is much better. Okay. I'm just moving down some of these questions, or some of these aren't questions here. 2,000 you get a night for a room. So in San Francisco, 30,000 can get you 2 nights for a room that would cost you over $700. So I don't know. So Tasha, I think you're talking about the Radisson. Okay. Yeah, I don't have any experience with Radisson other than the time that I stayed, and that we paid cash for that. I didn't use any points or anything. Let's see. Nika's in the building. Okay. Would you be willing to dedicate a day for discussing FICO strategies? Image. I need to know, like, I'm not the expert when it comes to that financial, like FICO scores and stuff like that. And I don't want to give out like bad information when it comes to that. So, yeah, if someone on here has more expertise when it comes to has expertise when it comes to FICO scores, maybe we can have a discussion. But when it comes to like the FICO score, I pretty much, I'll be honest with you, like I have the Experian tracker. That's the one that I use, and they give you some advice on there, different things that you can do to improve your credit. But yeah, I don't really know about how to improve credit. I've always, my credit's always been good. Like I've always made sure I paid my bills on time and all that. So I've never had any credit problems. But yeah, I'm not the person for that. Let's see, Tasha, David, I use a Radisson for points in Prague, Budapest, but everywhere in Europe. Okay, and so Tasha's saying that I guess Radissons are nicer outside of the country, which goes for some properties like IHG. I'm not a big fan of IHG. Like I'll stay there if I have to, but in different countries like a Holiday Inn Express, some of those are really nice. Like because you have to understand, like, and I'll speak for Colombia because you guys know I travel there all the time, and I stayed at Holiday Inn Express there, and that was a nice hotel. Had the rooftop pool, like one of those pools where you can. It wasn't like an infinity pool, but you're in the pool and you can see the whole city around you. It was nice. It was really nice. It came with a free breakfast. It had like they had like masseuse. They had they had people to massage you. Like they had a whole room. I'm trying to think. How do you say more than one masseuse? Whatever. God, I just had a brain. I don't know. So they had a spa, and they had people that could massage you, and then they had the gym, and then they had it had everything. It had all the amenities that you would have like in a real nice hotel, and it's a Holiday Inn Express. Now in the U.S., Holiday Inn Express, I wouldn't really recommend it. I haven't really. I mean, I've stayed in a few Holiday Inn Expresses, but they were just like okay. But this one was nice. And then compared to the other hotels, this was in Cartagena where I was staying. Compared to some of the other hotels, this was like one of the high-end hotels because you had a lot of the smaller, like not really a mom and pop hotel, but a brand that's only in Colombia. Those kind of hotels, and some of them were just not. They couldn't even compete with this Holiday Inn Express. So it just depends where you're living or where you're staying. Okay, let's see. But yeah, so to answer your question, Image, before, like when it comes to FICO scores, I'm gonna do some research, talk to some people, and see if we can get like someone on here, like an expert, to come in and talk. Ultimately, I want to start doing that with live streams as well. As I want to start having like a Skype call and having that all go at the same time. So we have special guests and they can talk about whatever their specialties are and really help us all out. Because I don't have all the answers. Like when it comes down to it, I'm honest with you guys. I use Chase cards. I'm able to use those cards for travel. If you guys are asking me about American Express cards and that experience, I don't have those cards, so I can't give you that. I've had a Citi card in the past. It was okay, but I don't have any thank you points right now. So, you know, any of the new changes or any of the changes within the last couple of years, I can't really elaborate on that. But if we have guests on the show, we can talk about different things and have someone who's an expert, someone who uses those cards, or someone who is able to help you guys out with your credit and things like that. So we can all learn from that. So that's ultimately down the road, the near future, because I'm already getting everything going as far as the live stream. I think I have pretty much everything down when it comes to the live stream. I mean, the audio works, the video works, my lighting, background, everything looks okay, I think. So now it's time to move on to having conference like calls, or like having a Skype call and have that on screen and everything. So that's the next step. I'm really trying not to do the whole Hangout, the Google Hangouts. I like this platform that I'm using here, so the Google Hangouts just doesn't allow you to do as much. Like I can't switch from screen to screen. I can't pull up things like on the desktop and all that stuff. So I'm trying to shy away from that. I think you can pull up desktop. I think you can do that. But there's certain other things I can't do. So I'm trying to shy away. I'm trying to use the Skype call because I think that would be better, or the best option. So if you guys have any expertise, first off, join the Facebook group, and then we can talk about it. And then we'll start setting up some different shows, and then we'll have different discussions. We'll have people on talking about whatever you guys want to talk about, but from an expert. Let's see, Tasha. Okay, so we're still talking about the Radisson. I don't bother with airline status either. Ever since airlines got rid of the mileage-only earnings. So, yeah, Lionel's saying that he doesn't bother with the airline status either, ever since they got rid of the mileage-only earnings. So you used to be able to just travel. Like, the people would do mileage runs where they'd get on the plane and they would travel just crazy. Like, they'd do it a couple days or like all day. They'd just be on a plane flying from destination to destination just to get the travel distance, like the miles. And then that would give them their elite status. But now they've they haven't gotten rid of it entirely, but they've added to where now you have to spend a certain amount of money. So that's keeping a lot of people away, because now they're like, well, I don't want to spend $12,000 in order to get to a certain status. And you still have to fly a certain amount of miles and stuff. So yeah, so you have people that won't get it, that they're not trying to get the status anymore. Okay, I live for airline status. That's David saying that. Yeah, and it's good. Don't get me wrong, but I look at this, depending on how I travel, there are going to be times where I'm not going to travel business class. But if I'm traveling business class, I don't see a difference. I'm traveling business class already. So you're going to upgrade me, but I'm already traveling business class. So if I'm using points to travel business class or travel first class, I'm getting that experience already. So I'm getting that elite status experience. Now, where you make out is if you do have elite status and then you book economy, you can book these economy seats and then get bumped up to first class or business class. So that's good. But for the most part, like I said, there are going to be times where I'm going to fly economy. And then there are going to be times where I'm going to fly first class or business class by using points. So the times that I fly economy, yes, I'm going to be roughing it. I'm not going to have elite status, so I'm not going to be able to upgrade to anything. But I'll still have lounge access. I'll still use a Priority Pass lounge. So I can still get that experience. It's just getting on the plane, flying. I'm not going to get the nicer food and things like that. So I'll miss out on that. But I don't really, I'm like Lionel. I'm not really, it doesn't really bother me too much. It really doesn't. Let's see. Okay. So Lionel's saying, which airlines, David? I don't know if you answer, if David asked a question, or okay, but the status. So which airlines? David, just Delta. Loyalty ain't cheap, but it's worth it. Okay, Tasha, free breakfast does add up savings. Yeah, it does. And that's Tasha saying that. It does add up. Yeah, it does. And if I can get away with, especially if you're staying in certain places like Hawaii. I'm going to Hawaii in June. It's going to be a family trip, and we go every other year. So we stayed at a Hilton a year and a half ago, and the breakfast, just the breakfast in the morning, God, it's been a long day for me. So the breakfast was $26 or $27. It was like a buffet, but $27 every day that you're staying there? And we didn't have free breakfast. I didn't have status or anything with Hilton. My parents booked this on. They booked it on they went through travel. They went through Costco, the travel agency Costco, and so they got like I want to say $60 for the whole time. We were only there 2 days. Okay, we have a timeshare out there, so that's where we stayed for the majority. But we wanted to stay 2 extra days, so we stayed at that Hilton for those 2 days. So they gave us $60. There was 5 of us, so they gave us $60 for that whole time, and for the 2 days. It's ridiculous, right? $27 is per person. We couldn't even get through 1 day, let alone 2 days. So yeah. So anyway, yeah, it adds up. And if you're in certain places, those prices for breakfast are really hiked up. And so what we did is we just went and ate at the local restaurants, which was a lot cheaper. Yeah. So, and the breakfast didn't look that good. Like, we went down there and I walked around, because you could just walk right in there. Just walked around, and yeah, the breakfast, it was like a buffet style breakfast, which usually, yeah, I don't know, $27, that's insane. So it does add up, and I do like the fact that you can go to certain places and get free breakfast, or you can have a certain status at a hotel and get free breakfast. Okay. I am through United Silver and Marriott still as good. Let's see, gold. It's not worth my time. Yeah, and watch out too for status, because you got to make sure, like airline status, hotel status, make sure they're giving you some good stuff. Like airline status, usually you can get those bumps, so you can get the bump to first class or business class. So those are good. Hotel status, they will always quote, "Oh, we'll give you the upgrade, room upgrades." Well, it depends on where you're staying. A Hyatt place is not going to give you a room upgrade because they don't have like suites. All they have is like preferred rooms. Most of the Hyatt places don't have suites. Some of them might, but for the most part, you're not going to get upgraded to a suite. So you'll get a preferred view, so you might be able to see the water instead of seeing the city or something like that, or the mountains. But just make sure that it's worth spending the money to get to that status, because there are people that will, and I've been one of them, where I've stayed at a hotel a couple extra nights just because I wanted to hit the next status when I didn't really have to stay there those couple of nights. I just did. Just so I can try to hit the status, and then you hit the status, and then you don't really get anything from that, and you're like, well, why did I do that? I spent an extra $400 or $500 to get the status, and I didn't really benefit from it. And one of the things at Hyatt, like I love Hyatt properties, but one of the things about Hyatt is they don't offer like all of their, like, if you're a globalist, and I was a globalist for a whole year, if you're a globalist, you should be able to get free breakfast. That's just the way that I feel. They don't offer it at a lot of their properties. A lot of their properties will have club access. Okay, so what that means is you'll have just think of it as like an airline lounge. That's pretty much what it is, like an average airline lounge. You go in there, they'll have some food, like finger foods and stuff. They're not going to have a full-on breakfast. They'll have pastries and all that kind of stuff. So that's what you'll get. And the only time you get free breakfast at a Hyatt property is if they do not have a club access. So if they don't have a club access, and the reason I'm saying this is because, just so you know, Hyatt Place and Hyatt House will give you free breakfast. Those are the 2 lower tiers, right, of the hotels. And then you have the Hyatt Regencies and the Park Hyatts and the Andaz and the Hyatt Centric. So you'll have different types of hotels, right? Those other types of hotels, a lot of them have the clubs, the club access. If they have club access, you're not going to get free breakfast. If it's like a Hyatt Centric, I don't think Hyatt Centric has club access. If it's a Hyatt Centric, then you'll get a free breakfast because they don't have club access. This is if you're at the top level. But my whole thought is, if you're at top level, you should get free breakfast, period. You can give me that club access. That's nice. I can go there, and they usually have like different little events. Like at night they'll have something where you can go. It's like happy hour and stuff like that. But you should get free breakfast. You're at the highest level, you should get free breakfast. Okay. Okay, I'm through United Silver. Okay, Lionel, if you want more air travel and live in a Delta hub, I would go for AAUA status. Yeah, David saying AA sucks. Yeah, I have my issues with American Airlines as well, but we'll save that for another live stream. You're very fortunate to live in Delta Hub. I live in Phoenix, which isn't. I just fly out to Salt Lake City. Okay, so I'm going to skip through some of this stuff. If you guys have a question specifically for me, just put at TEC or just put TEC, and I'll make sure I answer those questions. How do you book your flights, Lionel? That's another question too that I have for the group. So, how do you guys book your travel? Do you guys usually book on? Do you go like on the third-party sites, Expedia, that kind of stuff? Do you usually book using points? Do you use the travel portal? Do you transfer points to transfer partners, so like transfer your points to United and book directly with United, or book directly with the hotels? Do you do everything separate? For me, I don't like bunching up stuff. I don't like using third parties. If I'm booking things, I'm booking directly with the airline and directly with the hotel. The main reason for that is I want to be able to call that airline and I won't say make changes, but I want to be able to call them directly. I don't want there to be a third party that was involved. That's just me. That's the way I like to do things. And I've told this story before, but like I recently used hotels.com. And this was the first time I used them in a long time. And it's funny because I didn't even think about the whole thing when I was doing it, but I booked a hotel stay, but I booked it was a hotel stay at the Hilton. And I wanted to make changes, and when I tried to go back and make changes, I couldn't make changes because I either had to cancel, because you have free cancellation. I either had to cancel, but if I made changes, they were going to hike the price up to whatever the going price of the hotel was for that night. So I booked early, so I got it for like $114. Well, when I tried to make the changes, it was $189. And so now they hiked up that price to $189. And all I wanted to do was cancel a few nights, like 3 nights. And so if I had booked directly with the hotel, if I would have booked directly with Hilton, I could have just told them, hey, I'm canceling these 3 days. They would have been fine with that. I wouldn't have had to pay anything extra. Or I could have just gone there, booked the 7 nights, and gone there, stayed 4 nights, and then told them, hey, you know what, I'm leaving today. You know, the night before, tell them that you're leaving today. I think you could still do that. They won't charge you another night, but just tell them, something came up, I'm leaving, and then just leave and not have to pay those other 3 nights. So I always book directly with the airline and directly with the hotel. And that was just kind of a wake-up call for me. Yeah, you know what, you should be doing that anyway. And I made the mistake. And this just happened just a couple months ago that I booked that. So that's just the way that I do it. I never use travel agents. I don't see a reason to ever use a travel agent. And I never use, like, my parents swear up and down with the whole Costco. Like, for good examples, we're all going to Hawaii. And I've been trying to get my parents. They actually have the Chase Sapphire Preferred card, and they have points. They have points on the card, but they don't want to use them. So I can't make them use them. I'm trying, but they don't want to use them. They want to go through the Costco travel agent. So that's what they do every time. They go through this Costco travel agent and pay whatever the money is through them because it's easy. It's bottom line, it's easy for them. All they need to do is call up, tell them what they want. The person will pull out all that information, and then give them their tickets. They have to pay for them, whatever, and give them their tickets. Whereas if you do a little bit of research, it's so much easier, and you save a lot more money if you do it on your own. Plus, if you're using points, then you can really make out. So let's see. Oh, we got a super chat. Brian, what's going on? Thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate that. $9.99. Okay. B Dot, what's up, buddy? I didn't know it was you. So B Dot in our travel group, the travel advisory group, This is Ace Live travel advice. So go to This is Ace Live. He's got a YouTube channel. Just type that in the search. It'll take you right over there. And then once you get there, then I don't know if he's got any information about his travel advisory group, but I'm going to tell him he needs to put something on there because I'm sending people his way. But anyways, go to his channel, subscribe, and then you can get more information about the travel advisory group. And yeah, get in there. And basically what we talk about, this is a Colombia travel advisory group. I guess I should have said that. So if you're interested in going to Colombia, then you should definitely check it out. Because that's all we do is we talk about Colombia. Everything about, anything you ever want to know about Colombia. You got guys like B Dot. B Dot's got businesses out in Colombia. You have other people that have traveled to Colombia time after time after time after time. Like, I've traveled there 4 times, but you have people that have been there for, like, I mean, there's one guy that's been traveling, God, this guy Jason's been traveling since I think 2004 or 2006 or something crazy like that. He's been going to Colombia like every year. So there are a lot of people that have gone there. Nika went to Colombia just recently. She had a really good time. So yeah, definitely look into joining that group if you're interested. If anything, join the Facebook group, and then I'm gonna talk with Ace and see if he has a link or something like that, so I can kind of put that information on the Facebook group as well, so you guys have more info. So yeah, thanks a lot, Brian. I appreciate that, buddy. Let's see. Okay. All right. So if you guys have questions specifically for me, just put at TEC, and I will address those questions. Let's see. Let's move down a little bit here. Yeah. So Tasha's saying $5,000 is my limit for spend. It is tough. Yeah, it is. It's not, and 5,000 is kind of like, you very rarely see anything higher than 5,000. So yeah, I very rarely see anything higher than 5,000 for a minimum spend. Oh, we got another super chat. What do we got here? Oh, thanks again, buddy. I'll be in Colombia Thursday. Yeah, you will. Lucky you. Thanks, Brian. Thanks again. Yeah, so he's going to Colombia. Like I said, he's got a couple businesses out there in Bogota, so he'll be hanging out there. I'll be back in Colombia in August, and there's a festival in August that I'll be attending. Actually, I say festival, but it's, oh, let's see here. I lost my chat window here. What happened to my chat? Okay. Yeah, I'll be going in August. There is a flower festival, as well as there's another festival that I'm looking into going to as well. So both of those things will keep me occupied for that. I'll probably be there about 10 days. But yeah, if you guys want to know anything about Colombia, hit me up about that. I'm probably, what I want to do with, let me fix this thing. I don't know what's going on here. What I want to do with Mondays, so I do live streams every Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So on Monday, I want to do a live stream, but really kind of talk a little bit more about Colombia. So I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do this, but I want to have a day where I just talk about Colombia. So it's either going to be Monday or it might be another day. I know I was talking about photography stuff on Monday. I have to see how that's going. If I'm getting a nice audience with the photography stuff, then I'll keep doing that. But if it starts falling off a little bit, then maybe I will fill that in with Colombia, talking Colombia stuff, or I don't know. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do. Maybe either every other day, every other Monday, do something. We'll see. We'll see how it works. But I definitely want to have Colombia as a part of the talk that I do. And so, just so you know, just to fill you guys all in, travel credit cards is going to be on Saturday. Sunday is going to be more of the travel on a budget, travel exploration, different things to do when you go to different places. Just my experience, and then we'll have people on here talking about their experiences as well, like the different excursions they've gone on, all that good stuff. So that's what we'll do on Sunday. So Sunday is not really about travel credit cards. It's more about just, let's say you're not really interested in travel credit cards, but you still want to travel on a budget. So we can talk about that. We can still talk about different excursions that you can take. We can still talk about how you can find good airfare, good deals on flights and things like that. So we can still talk about all that, but we're just not going to focus on the travel credit card stuff. And then on Sunday or on Monday, then for right now, we're doing the photography and the Colombia. We'll kind of fit that in there, just depending. Okay, let me work my way back up here. Okay. Okay, so Nika's talking about what's in her wallet. And let's see, so David's just talking about Priority Pass. I think you're talking about Priority Pass with restaurants. That's a real good benefit of Priority Pass. And they're slowly launching more and more, slowly partnering with more and more restaurants. But essentially the way this works, and this is great, like this is a good thing that they're doing. But basically you have restaurants that Priority Pass is working with. A good example is LAX, at LAX at the International Terminal, the Bradley Terminal, I think it is. They have PF Chang's. You can go to PF Chang's, you can use, I think you have like a $30 credit. So if you have Priority Pass, you go in, you get that $30 credit, you can go in, you can eat $30 worth of food. So that is excellent. I mean, that's a real good benefit because you're eating real food. Like you're not eating let's see, you're not eating the lounge food. Even if you go to some of the nice lounges, the food is, I have never been, even the nicest lounge that I've gone to, the British Airways lounge, first class lounge in London, was a nice lounge. Top notch, like best lounge I've ever seen. Like it was really good. The food was okay. It was okay. It wasn't great. So knowing that you can go to a restaurant and PF Chang's, I don't know if you guys have ever eaten there, but I highly recommend PF Chang's. It's a good place. But you can go in there and get like food like that. That's a good deal that Priority Pass. That partnership was good with them. So that is something. Even if you don't. And I don't know if David was referring this like to Tasha, but like Tasha, I think you said you have Priority Pass, but you don't use it, or you have it with one of your cards. Yeah, just go to, if they have a restaurant, just go to the restaurant. Get it to go. I don't know, get it to go, and I don't know if you can do it. I'm pretty sure you could. You could actually just go and sit down, order your food, eat a little bit, and then package it up, take it on the plane with you, and eat it later. I mean, it's definitely a good benefit. All right, Marshawn, what's up, buddy? All right, super chat from Marshawn. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Another guy from the travel group. All in here. So, let's see. Let me get some more questions here. So, like I said, if you guys have questions, please let me know just by putting TEC. Or if you have a question that just for the chat, just put it in there, and then we'll go from there, and hopefully they can answer for you, or I'll answer it if I can get to it in time. Yeah, but and David is talking about the restaurants for the Priority Pass. So if you have Priority Pass, use those restaurants. Even if you don't go to the lounges, go to the restaurants that they have, and just do a little research. I don't know if you do have Priority Pass. There's an app that you can put on your phone, the Priority Pass app, and you can just scroll through there. All you need to do is go to whatever airport you're flying to or airport that you're in. Just click on that. It'll open up and it'll tell you everything that's there, like all the different lounges and as well as the restaurants. But yeah, take advantage of that. Like that's a huge benefit. And now thinking back, because I just went to LAX and I was late. I still wouldn't have made it, I don't think. I only had about 20 minutes. So I ran up to an LAX airport. The Bradley terminal is very nice. I don't know if you guys have been there. LAX as a whole, the airport, the older part of the airport, it's nothing. It's not very impressive. But if you go to the Bradley terminal, which is a new terminal, it's nice. They did a really good job with that terminal. And it's like, and you walk in, it's kind of, you know, has that whole mall atmosphere with all the stores and all that. And then when you go up to the very top, they have it's like 6 or 7 stores. You go to the very top and they have the Star Alliance Lounge. So you go up there, and that's where I went, to the Star Alliance Lounge, and I was hanging out in there. Very nice lounge. That's the second nicest lounge that I've been in. So the Star Alliance Lounge is only for business class, first class passengers that are flying on the Star Alliance partners. So you go up there, and right below, so I'm up on, I think the 6th floor we were up on. So right below on the 5th floor is PF Chang's, and you can see because they have like an outdoor kind of seating area and all that. Really nice, really nice. But if I were thinking, and I only had 20 minutes, I had 20 minutes until boarding started. I like to be there when boarding starts, and then they started late anyway, so I still would have had time. But I could have ordered food to go. Just go in there, sit down, order my meal, have them package it up, and then take it on the plane. I could have done that. If I would have been thinking, that would have been the right thing to do. But yes, if you have Priority Pass and they have these restaurants, use the restaurants. So even if you don't want to do the lounge, use the restaurant. So, and that's only, and I'm saying this because Tasha was saying that she says that she doesn't use the Priority Pass lounges. Let's see, has anyone used Priority Pass lounge? Question mark. Okay, let me see if I can get some of these questions. Okay. So maybe maybe Tasha doesn't have lounge access. Okay. I'm all confused, Tasha, because you did say something about you didn't use Priority Pass, but maybe you don't have that Priority Pass. So, yeah, and if you don't, I get it. Like, yeah, you can't use it if you don't have it. But if you do have it, you gotta use it. You gotta. Okay. And Nika, okay, here we go. So Nika is talking about what's in her wallet. She has Amex Platinum. Need to hit minimum spend. You have the Chase Hyatt card, so the World of Hyatt card. Made the spend, but use it when Amex is not accepted. So those are the 2 cards that you're using right now. Yeah, 2 good cards. And if you have to hit minimum spend, you have to use whatever. Like I told you, United Explorer card, I'm using that card for everything right now. I'm not hitting like real good earn possibility on some of the stuff, but I have to hit that minimum spend, so that's why I'm using that card. Okay, so David's asking Lionel what's in his wallet. Okay. David is complimenting Nika on her Amex Platinum card. Okay, so Nika's saying that she wants a business card, but she doesn't really have a business. Okay, Nika, you have YouTube. You have a YouTube channel. So technically, even if you're not making money on it right now, you're investing money into your business, because YouTube channel is a business, right? You could make that a business. A business that's not profitable yet. But then you can also do a lot of different things. Like people sell stuff on eBay, that's a business. Amazon FBA, that's a business. There are a variety of things that they consider business, and what they will look at too is they're going to look at your regular income, because you would apply as a sole proprietor. And so when you're filling out all the information, there comes a place where they want a federal tax ID number. You're not going to have that, but they also will allow you to put your social security number in there. So you put your social security number in there, they're going to run a check to see if you're working and all that good stuff. You have good credit, and they will take that in consideration. Now, when you apply for your first business card, and I'll speak for Chase because that's the experience that I've had, and I have three business cards right now. But I do have a photography business as well as YouTube, as well as I sell stuff on Amazon as well. So, but the business that I used was my photography business. I didn't use anything else. But they will ask you a series of questions. I have 3 cards. The first 2 cards that I got, they put me in pending, or like I didn't get the card right away. I basically called in. They told me that they would mail something out to me in 30 days. I didn't want to wait, so I called in, and then the first time they asked me a few questions just about my business, how much I made, and what exactly my business was, which you're writing all that stuff out, but they still just asked me anyways. And then the second time they put me in pending, like the second card that I got, they put me in pending again. So I called right away, and it was just basically, hold on. Like I told them, I just applied for this thing, and they pulled up my application, and then the gentleman said, hold on. He went away, came back 2 minutes later, said, hey, you've been approved. This is how, but he didn't ask me any questions basically. And then the last card that I got was a United Explorer business card, and I just got it. It just went straight through. So they might ask you a few questions. If you're a sole proprietor, I think it's probably they're probably going to ask you for more information. But just, you can try it. They want to give the cards away. They want you to get the card. So if you do have something that you can consider as a business, and I'm telling you, YouTube's once you start monetizing and making a little money there, it is a business. It is a business. You're making money. Let's see. So, and I highly recommend, if you do have some type of business, to get business cards. They help out a lot when it comes to they're not counting against like a 524. So if you have a business card, it's not tied to your personal bank account, so it doesn't count towards that 524. So that's something to think about too. Like if you're in the Chase game, you want to get Chase cards. If you do get a business card, you don't fill up a slot with that card. Okay, Lionel has Amex Platinum, Aspire, so it's a Hilton card, Chase Sapphire Reserve, Ink Business, Chase Freedom, City Premier, and Corp card. What's this Corp card? I don't know what that is. So he's got a nice range of different cards. So you got the Chase cards going. So you have a Chase ecosystem. You have the Amex. You have a City card. So you have a lot of different cards there. So that gives him more flexibility when it comes to travel, right? Like he can transfer to a variety of different transfer partners because he pretty much has. He's got a footprint in all the different ecosystems there. So that's good. Plus he's got the Amex Platinum, so he can do that. Centurion Lounge. Okay, I will look at the lounge more closely. Yeah, Tasha, I'm telling you, if you have Priority Pass, if you have that on one of your cards, you should definitely take advantage of it. Just go to one of the lounges. I always, like I said, not all the lounges are nice, but they're nice to just go and just be away. I don't know. I just like being away. And there are a lot of times where, just like this last time, I only had 20 minutes. Did it really make sense to go to a lounge? I only have 20 minutes. What am I going to do in a lounge in 20 minutes? Well, I can go up there, get some water, get some sodas and stuff, and put them in my bag just so I can take it for the trip, or go get some snacks. That's pretty much what I did. I went up there and got a few snacks, got some water and stuff like that, and then just walked right back down and was waiting at the terminal. So it's good to just have that option, and then you can run in there. And I didn't need it at this point because I was still in LA, but you can run in there and get your Wi-Fi going if you want to do that. So there's so many different things that you can do with that access. So it definitely makes sense. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, what's the best way to get a business card with no business? Okay. I think, Nikki, you asked that before, business card, but I don't really. So what's the best way to get it with no business? And I hope I answered that question for you, Nika. Just when it comes down to it, there's certain things you can justify as a business. Like in eBay, you can justify eBay as a business. You can justify some other stuff as a business. So all you can do, I mean, the worst case scenario, you can try and see where it goes. If they don't give it to you, they don't give it to you. And you might even ask them, hey, I have this. Like, what exactly are they looking for or whatever? And try to get a business card that way. Let's see. You can use your social security, act like you're a sole proprietor. So that's David saying, yeah, you can use your social security and act like you're a sole proprietor. Yeah, try it. See if it works. Tasha Nika Party Pass app is great. Look at what vouchers are. Okay. Let me move up my chat here. Okay, David, I didn't see the super chats there, buddy. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's weird because I'm getting, is there a lag? I guess there's a lag in here somewhere. Like, I'm not seeing everything on the chat. Usually it alerts me, but it didn't alert me this time. So, yeah, I don't know when you put that in, but I appreciate that. Both super chats, I appreciate them, David. Thank you very much. Yeah, that is weird. I don't know why it's okay. And let's see, where are we here? We got a lot of stuff going on in here, so I'm going to try to move through it relatively quickly so I can get everything. What's the best way to get it? Okay, we talked about that. So yeah, sole proprietor, Nika, try that. You work on your YouTube channel. You have a YouTube channel. Tell them that you have that. You're a YouTuber, and see what they say. And you make a certain amount, whatever you want to put with that, or whatever you're making. Or not making, even if you're investing. Like, I'm investing money into this business that hopefully will show a profit at some point. Let's see, Nika, Google, how to apply for a business card. Yeah, and Lionel has a good point. You can just Google and see, and they're going to come up and they're going to probably tell you similar things, like different businesses that you might be doing already that you can classify as a business, something that you're making money doing. It might not even be online. It could be you have a craft business, or you're selling Girl Scout cookies. Just kidding, but you're selling something and you're making money. You're selling airline tickets. There you go. I'm kidding. Let's see, Lionel. Thanks, David. Reserve. I think Nick is saying, but I'm past 524, so I need to go to the branch to apply. If you're getting a Chase business card, you would. But if not, or just try to do it online and see what happens. I don't know. Maybe I'm giving you bad advice. But you could try to get another business card from another maker, like another company, right? And see if that works. Michael S., thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate that, buddy. Appreciate it very much. Let's see. Yeah, so if you're over 524, yeah, you would have to go in branch. Honestly, I probably would be, I don't know. That might change my mind about going in branch to do a business, or to say that I have a business. If I really don't have a business, they might ask me for stuff that I don't have. Yeah, that might be a little more intimidating. My friend said it's a lot harder to lie in a branch. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know about that now. That kind of changes things, Nika. Sorry. Wait till you get under 524. Your next card, get, or once you hit that 524, then go ahead and get the business card. Let's see. Big D, what's going on? Be careful lying to the bank. It's a crime. Yes. Be careful. I should say this. I'm not telling you to lie, okay? I don't want to I don't want a lawsuit now. I'm not telling you to lie. I'm just saying that there are a lot of businesses that there are a lot of things that people do to make money that equate to a business, but we don't think of it that way. And so, and like one that I never thought of was like eBay, selling stuff on eBay. I sell stuff on eBay all the time. So that equates to money coming in, right? So that could equate to a business. As a sole proprietor, I can apply. This is how much money I made last year doing this. So you can do that. But like I said, for me, I have a photography business. That's what I applied. That's what I used for my application. But there are other things. Amazon FBA is a big thing now, where a lot of people sell stuff on Amazon. That is a business. So yeah, they're different things. So I'm not telling you to lie. Do not lie at the bank or on the phone. I'm just saying it would be a little more intimidating if you're there in person. If you were trying to fudge the numbers a little bit. But yeah, have something going on, and just wait. Yeah, wait until you get under that 524, and then the next card you get. Let's say you have your 524 now, then you drop down to 424, so you have a space open. If you get a business card, it's not going to fill that space. So they just won't allow you to get a new business card if you're already over 524. But once you get under, you can get as many business cards as you want in the Chase. Well, yeah, any business card that you want, you should be able to get, and it won't fill that spot. It won't fill that. You'll still be at 4 is what I'm saying. Okay. Let's see what else we have. Lionel, I just got a Chase Ink Business Preferred, and I'm way over 524. So go to the branch. So that's Lionel saying that. So maybe Lionel can give you a little bit more pointers as far as what he did in order to get his business card. So the perfect place to do that is in the Facebook group. So if you're in the Facebook group, you guys can talk a little bit more about it, and maybe he can give you a little more information on that. Let's see. I did that with now defunct Air Berlin. Points. Cheap points. Stuff experience. Okay. Let's see. Some of these questions are pertaining to me, so I will skip past them. Okay, so Lionel's saying it can be a new business with very little income and use your name, not a company name. Okay, so that's what Lionel's saying, a way to try to get a business card. Be a very new business, you just started it out, it's your name, so you don't have to have like a, you don't have to apply for like a fictitious business name, that kind of stuff. It'll just be your name and you're selling whatever with your name. Okay, I love City Premier. Prestige is great too, but they diluted the hotel benefit. Yeah, they did change. Well, it hasn't changed officially yet until September, but Lionel's just talking about the Prestige card. They had that 4th night free, and it was unlimited before, but now they're capping it off at, I think, 2 times per year that you can get the 4th night free. So you book a hotel, you stay 4 nights, and you'll get that 4th night will be a free night. So you're only going to pay for 3 nights. Really good benefit. That the City Prestige card had that forever, and that was a real good good benefit for that card. Great lineup. I got the I think, is that Capital One? They had the 75,000 bonus. The CAO one. Capital One. Okay, yeah. Okay. Hit the thumbs up button. Big D. Yes, please hit the thumbs up button if you guys are here. And let's try to get over 30 people. And then Yeah, we're trying to get, as far as likes, I want to try to get at least 30 likes now. I was pushing for 50, but at least 30 likes for each stream that we do. That way, not only more people will come in right now, but then in the future, they'll be able to see the live stream, and then they can join in future live streams. And the more people that we have in a live stream, I'm telling you, it's the better experience for everyone, because if you have questions, you will definitely get your questions answered. And we can just chat about different things. You can get different ideas. You don't even have to have a question, but you can see, okay, what's in my wallet? What do these different people have in their wallet? And why do they have those things in their wallet? And you can ask them questions about, okay, well, that's a good lineup. Why do you have this card as opposed to that card? Do these two cards work for you well? And all that good stuff. So I think, and I don't know who brought that up. I think it might have been David that brought up the whole what's in my wallet thing. Every time we do a live stream from now on, we're going to talk a little bit about what we're using right now as far as cards, because I think that's important, because it'll help you out as far as making your decisions on what cards to get. And I'll tell you, when I first started out, I had no clue. Like, I didn't know what cards to get. Like, I did my little research, and at the time it was the City Premier, the Chase Sapphire Preferred, and the Amex Gold. Those are kind of the cards that were in my little categories where I was looking at, okay, well, I can get one of these cards. They're all at about my level. And that's back in the day when it was like $95 annual fee was I was at that range. I was like, okay, I'm going to get the $95 annual fee. I want to skip the 0 annual fee cards because they don't really give me the travel experience, the travel benefits that I want. So let me jump to the $95 annual fee. And so I jumped in and I got the City Premier card. And then after getting the City Premier card, then I realized, you know what? I should have got the Chase Sapphire Preferred card. So then I get the Chase Sapphire Preferred card. And then I go up the Chase ecosystem, and then I get rid of the City Premier card. So I got, the first card that I got was not a card that I kept. It was a card I actually got rid of. So that kind of stuff happens. And then I actually got the City American Advantage card. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so David's saying, great sign-up bonus. I would keep the Chase Sapphire Reserve and City in the wallet, just Amex, if Amex was widely accepted. Okay. All right. Will, what's going on? One day I'll catch you live. I'm live right now. What are you talking about? You're here. You caught me. Okay, I lost my place here. Let's try to find it. Okay. Wow, you know what's funny? I skipped all the way down and I came back up and now I realized I missed some questions. This happens all the time. I apologize. Let's see. So Nika's saying that LAX is a terrible airport. It's not terrible. They just need to remodel it. It's not terrible. With the traffic. Okay, yeah, I do agree. Oops, I didn't read everything. So yes, LAX is horrible when it comes to traffic. What I do, and just being someone who lives in LA, I kind of know this now. A lot of airports probably work in a similar fashion, but when I'm going to the airport and I'm departing, when I'm leaving, going to wherever, I always, if I'm driving, it's a whole different story. If I'm driving, I'm going to park in they have long-term parking, lot C parking, so I do that. But if I'm driving in, I have, let's say, family members taking me or friends taking me to the airport, I will tell them, go to the arrivals. Don't go to departing, go to the arrivals, because especially if it's on, I usually fly out on Friday, so I'll usually do, like if it's a Colombia trip, I'm doing a red eye. So I'm going to fly out Friday at like 10 o'clock or 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and then I get there in the morning. And so the reason I do that is because I can work Friday, so I don't have to take an extra day off. I can work Friday, do the red eye, and then, that. And so I always tell them, because on Friday night is the worst time to go to the airport. a little early. 9 and 10 is a little bit better because a lot of people have already, they're already gotten there. They're on their planes. But if you're gonna go between 4 and 7, 8, it is horrible. The traffic is really bad. So what I always tell my friends or family members, hey, take me down to arrivals. You still have to come in the same way, but if you go down to arrivals, there are not very many people in arrivals. There never is. So you can drive down, and it's underneath. So you have departures up top, and then you have arrivals down below. Go down to arrivals. There's escalators all up and down. Once you get out on the sidewalk, there's escalators all up and down. Take the escalator up one flight, and you're in departures. And that is the best advice that I could give you when it comes to LAX. If you're going, even if it's not, even if you think, oh, it's probably not going to be busy, do it anyway, because it's funny how you kind of come around and you might think, oh, it doesn't look like there's that much traffic, but you come around and then you loop around and then boom, you can hit just a traffic jam and it doesn't move. You're just sitting there. So go to arrivals. There are very few people in arrivals, and as soon as you get there, just take that escalator up and you're good. Okay, let's see. Altered Illusions, what's going on? They got Centurion Lounge. So Nika's asking if there's a Centurion Lounge at LAX. I don't believe they've opened it up yet. They will be opening one up in the future, hopefully sometime soon. Just about every time you fly to LAX, in my experience, you have to wait like 20-30 minutes on the runway for a gate. That's David saying that. I have not had that experience, but yeah, I very rarely ever have to wait. And maybe it's the time that you're flying in, or maybe the airline that you fly on, but I very rarely have to wait at the terminal. So that's just been my experience. I fly into LAX all the time. Let's see. No Centurion Lounge at LAX. That's David saying that. Not yet, but they will be getting one. Okay. Thanks, David. Let's see. Just Jet, Dallas, Seattle, Houston, Miami, Vegas, NYC, LGA, Philly, and San Francisco. Okay. Yeah, so and LAX will be coming. They will have a Centurion Lounge. Trust me. Centurion is coming. Yes, it's David saying that. Okay. I've been to Houston and San Francisco. You haven't been to the Vegas Centurion Lounge, Nika? Let's see. I don't know. The only one I don't see myself going to is LGA. Okay, David, YouTube gave me some more free super chats for being a premium YouTube subscriber. Oh, cool. Thank you very much, David. I didn't even know they do that. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm not a... I don't know. Premium, I don't know. Let's see here. Where do you see that? I have premium. That's what Lionel's saying. What is premium YouTube? What is that? Like YouTube Red? I don't know what that is. I guess I have regular YouTube. Let's see. I wouldn't call and talk to a person when going for a business card. I would call the number to check the status. If they decline or it goes over 7 to 10 days, then I would call. So that's Michael saying that. And just in my experience, what I did is I called. They have a reconsideration line, and that's what I called. And I didn't wait. The first time I did wait. The first time I waited for about a week, and then I called them. The second time, as soon as I filled out that application and it put me in pending, like 10 minutes later, I called. It's up to you how you want to handle that. If you ever get, it's not a decline. Basically what it is they'll just say pending, they need further information, or they won't even say they need further information. They'll just say it's pending. They will notify you within 30 days by mail. So I just called. I'm one of those people that I want to know. Like, if I'm not going to get it, tell me. Tell me now. Tell me. So I just called, and it worked out. But yeah, you know, you can take Michael's advice and what is he saying? Call for the status. Yeah, you can do that. But for me, yeah, I called right away. I didn't want to wait. Click the bottom button. Where you send the button is okay. My sign-in button. Jeremy, thank you for the super chat. I thank you. Thank you very much, buddy. Let's see. Rican, what's going on? How you doing? DBA. If you go. So Michael's saying that he would make sure that if he had a DBA if he's going into the branch. So yeah, just you have to be prepared and don't lie, don't do anything like that. But if you do have something that you can classify as a business, then you can try to get a card. Like, are you Michael Stevens from Facebook group? Okay. Yes. Good to know. Great post comments in the group. All right. Oh, why do you have to put me out there, David? Hey. So David said that I forgot Jeremy's name. Yes, I was rattling off the people who were really helping out on the Facebook chat, and I didn't remember your name. But you gotta watch it. I came up with it like 30 seconds later. So, and you're the one. I know Jeremy's the one that kind of said, "Hey, you know what? You should have a Facebook group." So, yeah, I got it though. I got your name though. Oh, and David had to throw me under the bus. Let's see. Capital One business card reports and will show up on your credit. Yes, they do. So their business cards do show up on your credit. That's Lionel saying that. So just be aware of that. Chase does not. Like the Chase cards that I have, it doesn't show up on my personal credit. But the Capital Ones do. Okay. David, rewatch it after the stream is over, Sherry. It's funny. Oh God, I remembered it though. Let's see here. Let's move forward. Now I want the Hilton card and the IHG card. Those are the only two cards I want. And it's one business card. Yeah. So Nika's saying that she wants to get the Hilton card and the IHG card. Those are the only two cards you want. The IHG card, I would really hold out unless you can get a real good bonus, sign-up bonus, because those points they don't go very far. So you want to have, you want to get one of those 100,000 point bonus, sign-up bonuses, because they're not going to go very far. Hilton points as well. They don't go very far. So whereas you have like the Hyatt points, they go a lot further. So just keep that in mind. IHG is metal, and was surprised, or I was surprised. Yeah, that IHG card. I don't have IHG, but I did hear that it was a metal card. Just joined, maybe missed it. What's going on, Ryan? And here's referral bonus right now on Chase. I can't find the referral link. The referral link for which one are you specifically talking about here? Oh, I lost my place again. Oh man. Oh man, I completely lost. Okay, here we go. Okay. Yeah, I don't know which referral link you're talking about as far as Chase. And so David's saying to Nika, get the Hilton Aspire card. Let's see. And it looks like Michael's going to be in California for 11 days. Ooh, wow. Yeah, so and Lionel said, so if you go on the Facebook group, there is a section that's just referral links. So check that out. I don't know which referral link you're referring to, Ryan, but go on the Facebook group and you can check out the referral links. I also have referral links in my description too, just the cards that I have, so you can check that out as well. Let's see, courtyards are great. Courtyards are great. Yeah, so we'll move on down here. I want to try to make sure I get everything. I don't do breakfast, but will definitely be worthwhile with my girls and me. Yeah, I do breakfast. I do lunch and I do dinner, but I definitely want to have breakfast. Actually, when I'm traveling, I usually do breakfast and then like dinner. So I'll do breakfast, snack on something for around lunchtime, and then do dinner. But I have to have like a breakfast. I can't, especially when I'm traveling, I can't just go on not eating breakfast. I gotta eat something. Hilton Inspire is the $450 annual fee. Yeah, David has an SBG business, $450 ain't good, but you get $250 hotel credit, free night up to. So David's just talking about the Hilton Inspire card. So it is a $450 annual fee, but what David said is you get the $250 Hilton credit, free night up to 50,000 points, and the Amex $250 airline fee. So that would be, I believe, I don't know, I don't know exactly if that's an airline credit or if it's like airline credit but for incidentals, or airline credit for where you can use it to book or book an airline. TEC, I've heard that that stupid welcoming at LAX from Mayor Eric Garcetti too many times. Oh god, I don't like the baggage claim and arrivals. Yeah, they do that welcome. So the mayor, you know, like you go to the different airports and the mayor like welcomes you into the city and all that. So if you're standing there in baggage claim, which I was for like 20 minutes the last time that I was in LAX, they just keep running that on a loop. So David's talking about he's heard it way too many times. Okay, let's see. Lionel Ryan, your Chase account, search field, and type refer a link. That should be a direct link. I usually rent a car when I'm in LA, so I have to catch the. So I usually rent a car when I'm in LA, so I have to catch the bus to the terminal. It's horrible. Missed a couple of flights. Stuck in traffic. Yeah, it gets bad. It gets bad. Then she's just talking about LAX. Just having, so she rents a car, then she has to catch they have a bus that will take you. Those buses are pretty good though, but yeah, if the traffic is bad, there's nothing they can do. But they can maneuver those buses pretty, because I park in the long-term parking. I've done that a few times, depending on how long I'm going. I usually pay about $45 one way if I get an Uber. So that's what, $90 for that whole to take me up for a round trip. So, and that's just depending on the time and all that. But I just kind of round it off to like $90. So if I'm going somewhere and I'm staying less than that, I think it's like $16 or $18 a day to park at long term. It might be less than that, maybe $14, something like that. So if I get that price lower, if I can get it for like $50 and I'm staying however many nights, then that's how I factor in, okay, I'll just drive to the long-term parking, take the bus in. So that's how I figure that. And then I've even done the Hilton there, or the Hyatt there. Some of those, and you can look. It might not just be Hyatt, but I know Hyatt does this for sure. Let's say you want to go and you get there a night early, and this is only for like people like me. Like let's say my flight is early in the morning, and I don't want to get up early and drive out to LAX, or there could be traffic problems, whatever. You can stay. I've done it before where I've stayed at the Hilton. I keep saying the Hilton. I stayed at the Hyatt, and they have two setups where they have one where you can actually pay and stay, but you pay for your parking as well. So you can bring your car, you can do like parking for a few days, and just leave your car there and take your flight, trip, come back, and then pick your car up. So they have kind of deals like that where they'll store your car for 5 days or what have you. So something to look into. It's a Hyatt Regency, the Hyatt Regency LAX. They do it, and I'm sure some of the other hotels do that as well, where they'll allow you to use their parking if you stay at the hotel. Let's see. Let's see here. Okay, so David's saying LA is the best city and the worst city at the same time. Yeah, Lionel, yes. I think IHG also reimburses for global entry and TSA pre-check. Most people already have that benefit on another card, though. Yeah, so that's Michael saying that IHG reimburses you for global entry and TSA pre-check. Yeah, there are a lot of cards that do that now. They give you that credit every 4 years or 4.5 years or whatever. So it's good. Get get global entry. That way you get global entry and TSA pre-check. But use that credit, definitely. I think Miami is the worst airport to leave from. I've only left from Miami a handful of times. Going to some of the, was I going to Colombia? I don't think I was going to Colombia. I think it was, I can't remember where I was going. But I've left from there a couple of times, though. And my experiences, I didn't really see any different. I've had some, knock on wood, pretty good experiences flying out of airports. Very rarely do I ever get delayed or have to stay on the tarmac or anything like that. The worst scenario was American Airlines, and that was all the different flights. It was 3 different flights to get to Paris, and they were all bad. Every airport that I went to, there was something going on. So I think that wasn't really the airport. That was more the airline. They just didn't have their stuff together. Okay, Nika's saying I like to fly into Burbank. Yeah, Burbank Airport is nice, really small. And the good thing about Los Angeles is you have a lot of these different airports. I don't know other parts of the country, but within 45 minutes, I have Burbank Airport, LAX, Long Beach Airport, Santa Ana Airport, which is Orange County Airport, or Ontario airports. I have all these airports that are all nearby, and most of them can get me where I want to go. The smaller ones are a little trickier, like the Long Beach is not going to take you to a lot of different destinations. Actually, they do take you to some, and it depends. They might have a stop, a layover somewhere. Jeremy, thank you again for another $100. Wow. For another $1. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Let's see. Burbank was such a long way to haul my luggage to the rental cars. Yeah, I haven't had experience with as far as luggage, as far as renting a car when I'm out in Burbank. But yeah, that does matter. I went to, where did I go? I flew into San Jose once. I was on my way back from Thailand, actually. Yeah, Thailand. Had to fly to San Jose, and then from San Jose I flew to LAX. And I didn't like that airport at all, because I flew in there, and so I guess I had to come out of the international terminal and then go into the domestic terminal, but they're not connected. So it's not just walking indoor. You have to go outside and walk on the street. And so here I am walking on the street, pulling all my luggage to get to the domestic. So yeah, that really was. I had to keep asking people, because I thought I was going the wrong way. Like, I'm outside walking, I'm thinking, this can't be right. Like, how is this not connected some way where I can just walk through a hallway as opposed to having to walk outside on the street? It didn't make any sense, but yeah, that's the way it was. That's the way it was set up. Okay, they changed the name from YouTube Red to YouTube Premium. So that's David saying that. Okay, so YouTube Red is now YouTube Premium. Yeah, I'm not in YouTube Red or anything like that. So I don't even know the real benefits of those. Maybe if you could share with us. But yeah, I don't. I know you don't get commercials and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm not. I'm not a member of the YouTube Premium. Okay, a long way. But at least you don't have to take the bus. Okay. Yeah, and LAX it's a big airport too. So yeah, taking the bus, that's a Nika's just talking to Michael about, yeah, you might have to pull your luggage a long way to get the rental car, but you don't have to take a bus to get to your rental car, or to get from your rental car. Okay, referrals are kind of weak on Chase. Definitely not like Amex. Yeah, Chase hasn't done. This is Ryan saying that they're kind of weak. I guess he's talking about the sign-up bonuses. Yeah, Chase hasn't really done much when it comes to sign-up bonuses. They really haven't, as I say, responded to some of the changes that Amex has made and some of the changes that Citi's made. They really haven't really responded. And a lot of people say, you know what, they don't have to. Like, some people are under the impression that Chase is the one that's on top, and so because they're on top, they don't need to chase anything. They just need to chase. I get it. They need to just keep what they have going, and it's worked to get them where they are. And I'm not saying this as a fact. I'm just saying that some people feel this way, that they've gotten to where they are, and they're on top, and that's what some people think. So they don't really need to make any changes. Everyone is chasing them, trying to get to where they are. Okay, I'm not saying that as a statement. I'm saying that as there are people that believe that. Okay, so, but I like what Amex is doing. I like the fact that they have that Amex Gold card. They made it a limited edition color and a rose gold color. I like that they're really pushing the envelope, because at some point, if that stuff continues to work, I think Chase is going to have to listen and say, okay, yeah, we need to do some stuff with our cards. Maybe just sign-up bonuses, whatever, what have you. And they made a move here. I mean, with the Freedom Unlimited card, they did make a move where they're now going to give you 3% for 1 year. So they didn't have to do that. They could have kept the card the same, but I think they are trying to get people, get new people into the game. And that's kind of the starter, right? Those are starter cards. Chase Freedom Unlimited, Chase Freedom card, those are kind of your starter cards. And then from there, then you start seeing the possibilities. And then they start promoting the fact that, oh, you know what? If you like to travel, get our Chase Sapphire Preferred or our Chase Sapphire Reserve. And guess what? All those points that you have on your cashback Chase Freedom card, you can transfer those up to transfer partners. And then, so it is a starter card. And I think it's a good strategy. Hopefully, we'll see what happens with it. But I would hope that maybe it can be a little more long term. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so Nika's asking, where are some good Hilton resorts? There's only one Hilton that I've stayed at that I can tell you about, and that was the one in Kauai. And I don't really have anything good to say about that resort. It was a Hilton. It was a resort. Like I said, and I said this earlier, $27 for breakfast. So if you don't get the free breakfast with it, I think you only need to be gold status to get free breakfast. So maybe if you're gold status, it'd be good to stay there. But it didn't really impress me. It was an old hotel, old rooms. They weren't really nice. They weren't remodeled or anything. Yeah, I just thought it was an average hotel. Definitely not worth the money. I can't remember. We did it. It was a part of a package because my parents went ahead and got this whole package. And actually, I didn't say this, but like I said, my parents always want to do the Costco travel agent. So they do that, but I always use points. So I always fly on a different flight, and so because I want to use my points, I have points, I might as well use them. It doesn't make sense for me to pay whatever they're paying to book a economy seat when I can fly even business class if I want to, and have a better overall experience. So I use points, but they always go with that. So, but I want to say it was like $300 a night. We only stayed 2 nights, but yeah, I would not recommend Kauai, that Hilton. So maybe look at some other ones. But yeah, definitely not Kauai. But I did stay, I believe that was a Hilton. That was a Hilton in Honolulu, so Waikiki Beach. That one was nice. That one I would recommend. They have, I mean, it's like a little, not little, it's actually a big, oh God, what do you call it? It's just a bunch of hotels, and they're all like on this boardwalk kind of thing right on Waikiki Beach. And it was nice. It was a nice, I would recommend that one. So if you want to go to like a resort in Hawaii, then I would definitely recommend the Honolulu one. But that one was even more expensive. So just keep that in mind. Now, if you're using points, then that's a whole nother thing. But if you are paying out of pocket, then it is pretty pricey. I can't remember exactly how much it was, but I just remember at the time thinking, wow, that's pretty expensive. So yeah, let's open up this link from David. Okay, there's the full list. So David has a full list for you guys. I just opened that up for you. Let's see, Chase dropped the referral rate for the Chase Freedom from 10,000 to 5,000 points. Okay. Yes, you know what? I did notice that. I didn't know it was 10,000 before. So you do a referral link, is going to be 5,000 instead of 10. Okay, Ryan, Freedom $50, unlimited $100. I have 200 resort search, Hilton Resorts. Okay, so you guys have that list there. We'll move on down a little bit. HG currently has 80,000 bonus for the first 2,000 in 3 months. Then a total of 5,000 for 6 months. That gets you additional 40,000. Okay, that's good. So Michael's just talking about the sign-up bonus. You're going to get 80,000 bonus points after spending $2,000 within 3 months. Then total 5,000 in 6 months. You get an additional 40,000. So if you can spend 5,000 in 6 months, you'll get an additional 40,000. So it's 120,000 points, IHG points. So that sounds like a lot of points. And the thing is, with IHG, you use a lot of points for every stay. So you just have to be aware of that. I don't even know how much that equates to as far as nights, maybe like 3 or 4 nights, if you can work it right. Obviously, it depends on what hotels that you're staying in. IHG is they have a very large footprint. So you got the Hilton, or the Holiday Inns, the Holiday Inn Express, the Intercontinentals. They have a variety of different hotels, so they're all different point ranges. But me personally, when I'm in other countries, I'll do my research. Like I told you, Colombia is a place I like to stay. They have Holiday Inns everywhere there, and they're generally pretty nice. Even when I went to Barranquilla this last trip, they had a Holiday Inn. I believe that was a Holiday Inn Express. Yeah, Holiday Inn Express. Really nice property. That place was, I didn't stay there. I should have. It was just a little further away from everything, but more like in the, kind of more the business district. But it was nice. It was brand new, and you could see the water. Yeah, I think you could see. Yeah, you could see the water from where you were, like in the hotel, if you're up, high enough. Although the beach there that was right there wasn't like it was more of a local beach. It wasn't one of the nice beaches. Let's just say that. And I didn't spend that much time. I only went to the beach once when I was in Barranquilla, and I was at Carnival the whole time, so I was spending a lot of time there. And the last day that I was there, I decided, hey, you know what? I want to go take a picture of the sunset. So that's one of the things I do everywhere I go. I like to take pictures, and so I wanted to do a nice landscape of the sunset. So I get in the car with the cabbie, and he tells me, and I ask him. I'm trying to ask him, in my broken Spanish, How do you get to the beach? Like, where's the most beautiful beach? Blah, 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 all that stuff. And he's like, they kept saying, like, point. They want to take me to this point. And it is, what I realize now is I could have taken, there's a little train kind of thing that takes you out all the way to the very end of the point. And so I could have gone there, but I didn't realize that. And so I wanted to do a YouTube video. So I sat down, did a YouTube video. It was a disaster because it was windy, all that good stuff, whatever. I don't even know if I'll ever put the video out, but anyway, I'm sitting there and the beach was just like, it was a local beach. It was a fisherman's beach basically. So it was where all the fishing boats came and they were selling fish like right out there on the beach. But it wasn't like a nice beach that you would go and just hang out. And no, it wasn't, not at all. And when I pulled up there, I was like, whoa, this is not what I expected. Yeah, it was interesting. Let's see. I think you got a response for the best husband and wife. A Chase combo, non-business, 2 times freedom, 2 times unlimited, preferred, and 1 reserve. So Brett, what's going on? So, and I think, so Brett, this is what's in your wallet, you and your wife's wallet looks like. So the Chase combo for non-business, 2 freedom, 2 unlimited, 2 preferred, and 1 reserve. Wow. Okay, Lionel, Nika, depends on where you want to go. Oh, they have several Hawaii, Maldives. Would be fantastic, but $250 will go far. Okay. So I guess, oh, we're talking about booking hotels. So I figured that out now. So with the $250 credit, hotel credit, where can you use it? That's what Nika was asking. Sometimes I don't get all the information and I'm not reading, so I'm kind of skimming through stuff. So I do miss a few and then it throws me off. Okay, maybe I'll do Hawaii soon. I want to do the Stairway to Heaven hike. Oh, good luck with that. Brett, maybe both. Do the Sapphire first. Grab the 60K upgrade. Chase Sapphire Reserve. Another downgrade to another Freedom. Okay, so Michael's helping out Brett here. So let's move down. Let's see. YouTube Premium is great. No ads. Wonderful downloading videos for your plane. Amazing. Oh, I didn't even know you can do that. So David's saying that if you have YouTube Red, you can download videos for like plane rides. Kind of like YouTube, kind of like a Netflix will allow you to download movies so you can watch on the plane. So that's good. Yeah, I didn't know that. Let's see. Hawaii hotels are old. Yeah, they are old. I don't know what's going on with these hotels. They don't upgrade. And with in Kauai they don't allow a lot of they like to keep things local, so they don't really like the fact that you have these big chain hotels, so there are not very many of them there. So that Hilton, yeah, Hilton's been there forever. And then you also have to think about upgrading would mean that you need to bring in construction workers, trucks, all that good stuff, and you're on an island, so you are really limited. But yeah, it definitely shows like it's, but if it's all they have there, then, you know, you're on an island, right? So if you stay in Kauai, you have a few choices. Luckily, we have a timeshare there, so that's where we spend most of our time. But if we do want to stay a couple of extra days, then we usually will stay in one of the hotels. Let's see. Lionel, Michael, I love that feature when I'm going to fly. So we're talking about downloading your videos. Okay, I just wanted to use the IHG for some domestic trips. Okay, and let's see. Oh yeah, Hilton Inn is, or Holiday Inn. I don't know why Hilton always comes out of my mouth. Yeah, Holiday Inn is good overseas. Yeah, they are. They do a good job overseas, but here, not so much. Let's see. Altered Illusions. My last international trip was 3 months. How good is Amex for international points earning? Looks like good for domestic points earning. Yeah, it's for like international. Because because the Amex Gold is not going to give you that much, like you're going to get 1 point for every dollar spent, it probably doesn't do well in that category. I don't know. Maybe David can give you a little bit more input when it comes to that, but from what I'm seeing, you're not really going to get much internationally with the Amex. And if you're saying your last trip was 3 months, so you're saying you were there for 3 months, yeah, you might not really benefit from that lineup, from Amex lineup. Okay, Braveheart, what's going on? Just got in, cool. Let's see, I save videos and watch them on the flight, but didn't plan it. Made me realize the usage. I download Kindle books sometimes on screen. Shout stuff for me later. Okay. So we're talking about YouTube Premium. Let's see. Yeah, so Nika's saying Amex points earning is usually in the US only. Okay, and then you also have to think, I mean, there are some places that you can't use Amex when you're in another country, so you have to consider that as well. Yeah. Let's see. I didn't fly. I was busy working on my girl's car. I rent the planes. By the way, my dad owns a plane, but I don't. Okay. Renting a plane, that seems very expensive. Yeah, let's see. Altered Illusions. TEC, Amex points. Bonus are US only. Okay. So I hope that answers your question. Who asked the question? Altered Illusions. About Amex. So ImageWire is saying that Hilton is building a new resort in Maui, opening in 2021. Wow, that's good to know. I've stayed in Maui before. Maui's nice. The Maui has kind of they have a dry part and then more of a tropical area. So yeah, I like to stay in Kauai though. Kauai's like it's just so laid back. I like that. I like that about going to Hawaii. Like if you go to Honolulu, Waikiki, it's going to be busy. It's just like in any major city. But then you go to Kauai and it's just everybody's laid back. Everybody's relaxed. You're driving down the street. You don't have people driving crazy. People will wait for you. That's what one of the crazy things about Kauai, like for me to get used to, because I live near Los Angeles and everybody drives the same out here anyway. I don't care if you're in Los Angeles or anywhere. People do not wait for you. They don't wait for you. Let's put it that way. So, for example, let's say I want to make a left turn and cars are coming both ways, both directions. So I'm sitting here, I'm waiting. Cars are coming. In Kauai, and this is the only place that I've ever seen this happen. No, you know what? I saw it happen. I experienced this in Aruba as well. So maybe it's the islands. But I'm sitting there. A car will come, stop. There's no stop sign. There's no signal light or anything like that. They will stop. And then cars coming this way will stop to let you make a left turn. Amazing. It's crazy. And when it first, because when we do this family trip, I'm usually the one that's driving, and my parents are a little older now, so I do all the driving. And so when it first started happening to me, I'm like, what are these people stopping for? And I'm looking to see if someone's crossing, like a crosswalk walking, or no, they're waiting for me. And so, and Aruba is the same thing. They do, not everywhere in Aruba. Aruba's a little more busy. But they will stop and wait for you to make a left turn, or wait for you to make a right turn, not at signals. They'll just stop and let you go. So nobody's in a rush there. Everyone, you're on an island, so you get there when you get there. So I really like that about Kauai. Like everybody's just laid back. There's no rushings, no problems. Just relax. Okay. Okay, so Ultra Illusion saying, so it looks like Chase and Discover for me. So as far as using cards internationally, I like hiking in Hawaii. Yeah, I've never been hiking in Hawaii. There is I went up to Hanalele. It was, where is that? That's in Maui. I drove up that to the very top there. It's like 10,000 feet or something. That was nice because you drive all the way up to the top. Actually, I drove up to the top in Kauai too, but the Hanalei something. Oh wait, I'm getting them confused. There's a point. There's a high point in Maui. I went all the way up to the top there, and then I also did when I was in Kauai. They have like they call it like the Grand Canyon of Hawaii. And it's really nice. You drive. I think that's Hanalei something. Or I don't know. I can't remember the names of these places. They all run together now. They're running together in my mind. But anyway, they both have points, and I drove all the way up to the point. And that's in Kauai. It's really nice because you drive up there, and it's just a big open canyon. You look down, and people hike in there. But I wasn't going to do that. But it's just colorful rocks, and I have pictures of them. I don't have them. I don't have one on me right now, or I might have one in one of my Facebook things. But yeah, really nice. As well as when like I said, I went, oh, there's, what's the name of that? Actually, I didn't go up that one. Yeah, I can't. When I was in Maui, I went up one, and then they had another one. I can't remember the name of the other one. But that one, they told you, hey, you probably should take a tour there because it's a really tough road to ride up and down. Okay, let's see here. All right. And Nick is talking about hiking in San Francisco too. Yeah, the only hike, well, I've hiked before, but there's a popular hike in LA, the Runyon Canyon or whatever. That's like where all the stars go, and it's like, I don't know. I've hiked there before. Yeah, it was pretty tough. I'm not the hiker, but I will get out and walk. And one good thing about travel for me, like when I travel, I walk everywhere. Like I walk a lot when I travel. So it's good exercise when I'm traveling. It's good exercise because I'm always walking places. But hiking, I don't do it that much. Let's see, enjoy Maui. I didn't know what I was getting into on the road. There you go, the road to Hana. That's what I was thinking about. So that's the one they say you should take a tour. I didn't drive up that one, but I drove up another one. God, I can't remember the name of it. That's bothering me so much now. I actually did a video about it. That's ridiculous. I can't remember it. Okay. Okay. You know, Nika's talking about she wants to do the Flamingo Hotel in Aruba. I did see that one when I was out there. It's nice from the outside. I don't know what's on the inside, but from the outside, it's nice. When I stayed in Aruba, I stayed at Hyatt Regency, and I also stayed. My buddy was already there, and he was staying at like this all-inclusive. It was the property right next door. I can't remember the name of it, but it was an all-inclusive place, and it was okay. That all-inclusive place was okay, but then we went over to the Hyatt Regency, which was nice. Hyatt Regency was nice as well. But yeah, Aruba's nice. If you ever like, Aruba has some really beautiful beaches. So they have like a national park. You go over there where they have beaches. Some of the beaches are. What I like about the beaches in Aruba, some of the beaches that I went to, especially in the national park, is you can't swim in them. So there are very few people there. And that's perfect for photography. I can go out and take some really nice landscape shots because there's not very many people there. So that's one thing I did like about it. Because the water, and they tell you, they warn you, don't get in the water, or get in the water at your own risk. There's no lifeguards or anything like that out there. And so that's one thing I like about it. You don't have very many people. So it's good for photography. Let's see. But yeah, Aruba as a whole, Aruba is a nice place to go, and I would highly recommend going there. Okay, so David's talking about responding to Michael, saying everyone's leaving California to go to Texas, Arizona, and Nevada. Yeah, I lived in Nevada for 3.5 years. I went to college out there, so I actually like living in Nevada. It was nice. You just have to get used to it because it gets very hot, just like Arizona. It gets very hot as well. But you get used to it and you just kind of work around it. I will tell you that, like in Vegas, in Vegas, it's hot in the daytime, but then at nighttime, it's just perfect weather. Like it's I don't know how to explain it. It's like you're indoors, but you're outside. It's weird. Let's see. California is the best state to visit. Worst to live in. Yeah. So there is a lot of stuff out in California. I like California. I've lived here pretty much my whole life, other than going to Nevada. But if you really want to talk about places to live outside of the country, you can find some really good places outside of the country to at least live for periods of time and save money and then come back to the U.S. And yeah, I don't know. That might be in my future, retire and travel the world. But yeah, California, it can get very expensive. Let's see. Driving to San Francisco is terrible. Okay, let's skip through some of this here. That guy, what's going on? Okay, so Nika's talking about the weather. And that, there's always a trade-off, right? Like, I don't care where you live, you're going to have positives and negatives. Some people don't like the heat. Like, they can't deal with the heat. They can't deal with the cold. So, one good thing about California is if you're like in Southern California, you're not going to get snow. It'll get hot, but it doesn't get too hot. It's not Las Vegas hot. It's not Arizona hot. And doesn't rain that often. So you pretty much have nice weather year round, and then you have the beaches right here. So that's a huge draw, and that's why people are spending a lot of money to buy houses here and to stay here. And with all the other stuff going on, they're staying here because overall the climate isn't very bad. Whereas some other places you can live and the climate's bad, and you have to deal with hurricanes and snow and stuff like that. Like, it's funny, but like I talked to some of my friends and they're living in DC and New York, and they're dealing with like crazy weather. And yeah, I don't know. I don't like, me personally, I don't like the cold. So I can't live in a place where it gets really cold. That's just not me. I can't deal with that. And being like indoors, having to be indoors for days at a time because there's snow, you're snowed in and stuff like that. No, the only time it would have been good is when I was a kid and I had to go to school and you get the snow day or whatever. I never experienced that. Not in California. We never had a snow day. So that's the only drawback of California. Like, there's never a reason not to go to school. Rain's not going to keep you from going to school. And the rain out here usually isn't that bad. So, let's see. Houston gets really humid, too. It's so bad. So that's Michael saying that about Houston. Yeah, and I've only gone to Houston Airport. I've never actually been out and walked around in Houston. But yeah, that's another thing I don't like either, humidity. Florida would be nice to live, but that humidity, yeah, I can't deal with that. Yeah. Oh, let's see. Debate with Walker. A spirited debate with Walker. Okay. So that guy. Today's topic was, we were talking about the Chase Freedom Unlimited card. Now that they're giving you the 3% back for the first year, and apparently it looks like it's just going to be people who just sign up for it, like people who are new to Chase. So I'm still gonna try to downgrade the Chase Sapphire Preferred and see if it works. If it doesn't, then I'm gonna keep the card that I have, and then just apply and get the Chase Freedom and not get the Freedom Unlimited at all. But if they do give it to me, then I'll definitely downgrade and get it. Let's see. Growing up in tropical third world country, waist high flooding wouldn't cancel school. Yeah. No, but we have snow days. All right. So, any other questions or anything like that? Please, right now, if you guys can hit the like button for me, I really appreciate that. And if you are interested in joining our Facebook group, I think you should. I think you'll learn a lot. And it's definitely a great place to find out information about different credit cards and stuff like that. So I posted a link there, so jump in there. Please join the group and join our conversation. And we're constantly on there. The main reason I wanted to go with what Jeremy kind of talked me into doing the Facebook group is because it's a 24-hour thing. So if you're up late at night or you get up early in the morning, I only do these live streams at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And so we can talk now, we can talk at this time, but other times I'm not on, so we can't have this dialogue. So we can have the dialogue offline, have it on the Facebook group. You guys can ask questions, and we can try to answer those questions for you. Please consider joining the group. And like I said, hit the like button. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe to the channel. Every week, 3 days a week, I do live streams. And so we talk about a variety of different things, and hopefully that will help you out when it comes to travel, when it comes to going to different destinations, just talking about different things that you can do when you're there. And you're getting information from me as well as getting information from other people that are on here that will tell you, hey, yeah, you know, I went to Aruba and I took this excursion. I had a good time. I did this. It was worth the money. I went to this restaurant. It was really good food. Just all that good stuff. So that's what we're here for. That's what we're trying to do. I just want to make your travel experience good, right? Because we've all had good trips and bad trips. So we want to try to focus on getting those taking trips and having a good experience. And one of the ways you can do that is just by looking into stuff and doing research and having people help you out. Okay. All right. So any other questions before we call it a night? If you do have anything, just please put it in the chat in the next couple of minutes, and then we'll try to answer those for you. And like I said, if you have not liked the channel, please hit the like button. And basically, it will help with people who come in either right now or later, see that there's something going on and come in to participate. So let's see. We have that. And I think we got a few people in tonight that joined the group, so that's good. Channel art, question mark. What's that, Nika? What did I miss here? I don't know what question are you asking, Nika? TC for president. No, I'll just be a YouTuber for now. I don't need to go that far. What channel art are you referring to, Nika? Okay. Nika wants to pay you to make her channel art. Is that what she's asking? I didn't see that question be asked. Can I hire you to do mine? Where are your pictures? You don't have a channel? You don't have a channel thing? We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it in the Facebook group. Or you can hit me up on the messenger on the Facebook for your YouTube. Yeah, I'll help you out. You don't have to. I'm not gonna take any money from you, but yeah, I'll help you out. Just hit me up in there and we'll talk about it. So, what was I gonna say? I lost train of thought now. Okay, so I'll be back on tomorrow. We'll do it at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I don't know what the topic is going to be yet. I'm gonna have to think of something tonight, but it's going to be like travel. It's going to be travel related, so more travel on a budget. Not specifically talking about travel credit cards, but talking more just about how to travel on a budget. So we'll talk about that. Okay, when is your next trip? So David's asking when my next trip is. I'll be going to Hawaii in June. So late June, I'll be going to Hawaii, and then I will be going to. I haven't booked my trip to Colombia yet, but I will be going back to Colombia in August. Initially, I was going to do they have a flower festival there, and basically, I'm going to start going. When it comes to Colombia, I'm going to start trying to go to their big events, and do kind of like I did last time, where go to a large event, go to the Carnival event, and photograph it. And then, I want, how can I say this? I want to spend a lot of time in Colombia because I'm really going to focus on like trying to do something business related in Colombia. So that's why I'm focusing a lot of attention. Or plus, I like going to Colombia, but that's why I'm focusing a lot of attention there. Because in the future, when I retire, I want to be able to spend a lot of time there, and I want to already have some business opportunities there. So. Part of what I do is I have a photography business, so that's kind of what I'm thinking about now. So I do want to go to, when they have large events, I do want to go to these large events. And so they have the Flower Festival in Medellin, so I'll be going there in August. There's also another festival that I just found out about today that runs right after the Flower Festival. So now I'm probably going to split it up and have get there the last few days of the Flower Festival, and then the first few days of the other festival that's going on. They're in different cities, so I'll have to fly to Medellin and then fly into Cali and be in Cali for the next event. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. Those will be my next 2 trips, and then after that, I haven't set up a trip yet, but I definitely want to do one more thing before the end of the year. So. That's it. That's pretty much what I'll be doing. Let's see. Did you say yes? I was distracted. Yeah, I'll help you out. No problem. Just like I said, hit me up on Facebook, on the Facebook group, just like Messenger. I think you can message. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can message people there. And then we'll just go from there. But yeah, like I said, you don't have to hire me or anything. I'll do it. I'll help you out. Let's see. Session FICA strategy would be nice sometime. Yeah, so an image wire is talking about that. Ultimately, what I want to do is have guests. So I'm really going to work on that, like focus on trying to get this dialed in to where I can have a screen and another screen and the whole thing, so we can have guests come on, and then I can have people specifically come on and talk about how to improve your credit, how to do this, how to do that. That's ultimately what I want to do. I'm not an expert when it comes to that, so I don't want to give you advice, tell you, hey, yeah, you can do this, and then it not work, or it be the wrong thing to do. Because I'm not an expert in that, I don't want to jump on that and do that. But I do want to have something like that. I think that would be really important, and that's a good topic to have on here. In a Facebook group. Okay, let's see here. So you guys are helping her out. She was distracted. Said talk about it later. We said okay. Yeah. So, all right, guys. I really appreciate everybody stopping by. I really appreciate the super chats. You guys have really been great. I'm new, still new. I don't know how long I'm going to say this, but I'm still new to the live streams and all that. And I really appreciate all the help, the feedback. I appreciate Jeremy. I appreciate Lionel. I appreciate. What was the other guy's name? David. I appreciate all you guys helping out with the Facebook group. And I appreciate everyone on here that participates. Nika, and I'll just go through the whole list. That guy, Image Wire, everybody that's on here helping me. Michael, Brett, oh God, Braveheart, all you guys on here. You guys are all great, and you participate, which I really like, and it really gets me going. HD chilling. How can I forget you? Gave me my largest super chat, by the way. Not that that's a thing. Like I don't want that to come out the wrong way. But no, I'm not looking for money or anything like that. I'm on here because I enjoy just talking about travel and stuff. And basically, it's all coming. This whole thing evolved from me, like picking up a few travel credit cards and then going out and traveling and then figuring out, dang, this works. Like almost getting to the point where I started feeling like weird, like this can't work. Like this can't be as easy as it actually is. But once I started using these cards and I started thinking, dang, I have something here. Like I need to share this with people. I need to at least explain my experience using travel credit cards and getting global entry and doing all these little things that I did to make that whole travel experience bearable. Because I was at a point where I didn't mind going to different destinations, but I dreaded the money, the cost of having to pay to go to these different destinations. And I dreaded the flying on airplanes. Not that I'm afraid to fly on airplanes, but just having that middle seat on a plane, economy, flying for 6 hours or 10 hours or what have you. I just dreaded that. And then waiting in long lines at the airports, all this stuff. Like I started figuring it out. Like, you know what? I can do this. I can do that. I do my little research and I found, oh, you know, there's global entry out there, which will allow you to come back into the U.S. You don't have to go through this. You don't have to wait in line over there. And so you start figuring all this stuff out. And after I start figuring it out and realizing, wow, this is really easy, then I said, I have to share this with people. And so that's kind of what evolved into what we have here. Because I used to just have the channel. It was just mainly, it was all photography really. And it was just my name. So that was the channel. And then last year is when I changed it over to Travel Explore Click, and I wanted to kind of bring in all my travel experience and how easy it can be to travel the world and not have to worry about money. Like that's my big thing. Like not having to think, oh man, I don't have the money to travel here or travel there. Well, you don't need the money. All you need is points, and you can get those by just spending the same amount of money that you're spending now. The only difference is you're using credit cards and you're not using your debit card or whatever you're using in the past. So that's what's got me on here now and say, oh, you know what? I want to do live streams now because it's even better than doing. I mean, I still do the videos, do the videos and edit the videos. But I like doing live streams because it just allows me to sit here and talk, and we can just answer questions. And you have a question, I can answer it, or someone else can answer it. We can make comments and just talk about all this stuff. And it's just, like this, as opposed to I put out a video, you see the video, you leave a comment, I check the comment the next day, I answer the comment, and then you have another question, and then I answer that question. Too much time in between where we can just answer it right here. All right. Okay. Yes, I've been talking a long time. And who said 3 hours? David. He has an amazing platter. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I can sit here and not have to use the restroom for 3 hours. Yeah, okay. So I appreciate all you guys stopping by. Tomorrow we'll be back on and we'll talk again. And if you guys, what was I going to say? I don't know what I was going to say. Yeah, I need to go to the restroom. I've been sitting here too long. And that's right. Michael's saying TEC is building a community. That's what I want to do. I want to have a community of people that are all interested in travel. You don't have to be interested in travel credit cards. You might not want travel credit cards at all. That's fine. But I'm sure you can still get something from what we have to share, or what we have to offer as far as just different travel related things. You're going to stay at a hotel. You don't need a travel credit card in order to get points at a hotel. You don't need travel credit cards in order to get points on an airline. You still need to purchase your ticket, but if you're a member of their program, you're going to get points for that. So you can still benefit, is what I'm saying, in the long run. All right, guys, I'm going to take off because I've been on here way too long. I appreciate everybody for stopping by, and we will definitely be on tomorrow. Okay, so I'll talk to you later. Bye.